Hello, hello, hello.
Microphone check, microphone check.
Good, 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 good. I can hear you clear.
All right, let's get to it. How you doing?
I'm sleepy. I'm good though. I'm real sleepy. You sound like you're
Yeah,
eating again. For you to be a workout guy, you're eating a lot.
you said. I work, I sleep, I eat, but I try not to stay on Clubhouse till 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah,
I'm up
accountability
though.
there.
I'm up. You see, I'm here.
You here, but you sleepy. Well, just make sure you got that your brain juices ready. Everything's good.
Yeah. No, I'm all the way here. I'm all the way here. I am here. So, hey, Dwayne, how are you? You ready to
I
get
am
started
good.
with this show topic? We'll give the
Oh,
people a
I'm
little
always
bit of
ready.
moment. Try to give them a few seconds to get in here,
Oh,
to join us.
that's why I'm having a little
Send
small talk now. To kind of
send our
warm it
little
up a little
invites
bit.
out right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I did um stay up past my bedtime trying to help a sister out. You know,
Listen,
Ms. I
yeah,
Speak Life was trying to help somebody, trying to save a life.
you're speaking life, huh? And trying to give some life, huh?
Mm-hmm. Because
Well,
this girl she was denying her own life. She was arguing with her own self. Tried to tell
okay,
a young lady, ma'am, your heart and your mind are not in agreement. And you trying to get us to help you choose which one to go with. You have to do that alone.
well, one thing I did say yesterday, even on Clubhouse when we had a conversation about accountability, it gets to a point that you don't want to give too much energy into someone who's not really trying to receive it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's looking to receive information, they're gonna sit there and listen. They're not gonna keep fighting back and fighting you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, once they reach a certain point, I think initially we all kind of have that, what do you call that, resistance? Because it's not something we're trying to get. We're not there yet. So you're gonna have that initial resistance. But like you said, after one person say it, another person says it, and then you still, gotta let you go ahead and
that,
be great.
that's
Gotta
that
let it
hard.
go.
It's that hard headedness, if that's even a word.
Mm-hmm.
Hard headedness. We
Yeah.
can get started though.
I
We
can
got
tell you how TJ said it's a rebellious spirit. Quoting my brother TJ, noble, rebellious spirit. That joke is funny. Now wait, quick question because I'm streaming live, but I've not done it before. Do you turn your camera to the side or do you sit it straight up?
let me see. Let me go and see how it looks. I would say, hold on, I'm turn my volume down. Okay, I see you good. I
You
see
can
you.
see
You're
me?
perfect. Yep. I got you on the big screen again.
Oh, on
Hold on,
which
hold on. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm looking at your
oh
last.
my, I knew it was not. I'm like, mm-mm. I don't know what you talking about.
Hold up. Okay, you're not up yet. But you were laid to the side. But
Okay.
let's get started. We got some people in the room, so we can jump off with the topic. So welcome everyone. This is the real deal versus how you feel, right? Real deal versus
Uh-huh.
how you feel.
With your girl, Miss I Speak Life
And
and
Twins Inc.
Twins Inc. We in the building. So I'm gonna try to get this together. I think that'll be all right. All right. So Twins Inc. I was trying to decide which headphones I wanted to use, but I'm done now. All right, here goes today's topic, and guess what, guys? Twins Inc. He about to shed some light on y'all because I don't know nothing about not having this as an option. But I do know how I would feel if this were the case. So first, we'll go from the first part of it. Then we'll let them know what the topic is. Number one, not being able to have pillow talk with your significant other. I don't know. You can't have pillow talk. I don't know what we doing, but what we talking about? The kids, I guess. I don't know. But nobody wants to talk about the kids. Yeah, not having pillow talk with your significant other. And here's my real spiel on that. I
Okay.
think that pillow talk is one of the most important and sacred things in a relationship. Um, And of course, we say marriage because that's the proper way, according to our belief system. And that means we done it wrong. Miss I Speak Life, I've done it wrong. But even in my wrong, this is something that had to be, or is what I find to still be one of the most important parts of the relationship, because this is where you and your significant other kind of pour into each other. You kind of get that balance back. And I'm not talking about gossip. Let me be clear on what I'm talking about. Because pillow talk to me is not like, hey, did you see her shoes? Well, I don't even know what gossip is. I don't gossip, but whatever people talk about when they're gossiping about somebody else. I don't know if people talk about other people's shoes nowadays, but whatever that looks like. I'm talking about pillow talk like, babe, how was your day? And then you kind of decompress with that person who cares about you the most, and you guys share your day experience. You kind of calm down and, you vibe in a little bit while you're talking about um, whatever's going on in the world and in your world individually. Let's just say, for instance, you got a vision or something like that. I feel like that's when those things happen in pillow talk. Once you're down and you're relaxed, because all throughout the day it's hustle and bustle. Twinsinc could tell y'all, I'm hustle and bustle, hustle and bustle. So when I get a chance to come down, I want to be able to look you in your eyes and talk to you. It's just my take on it.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I have to go back a little bit on what you're saying. I kind of agree with most of everything that you're saying there. But pillow talk is everything. It could be
Mm-hmm.
gossip. It could be gossip. It can be relationship. It can be anything. With your significant other, you should be able to talk to them about anything in the world. It could be about, doesn't matter. It could be about your mom. It could be about your dad. It could be about your cousin. That person is who you should be able to speak freely to. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, when you do have this conversation, it stays between you two.
Right, right,
Just like if you go into the
right,
church and you go and sit in the thing and you get up your sins, that's a conversation between you and that person you confess your sins to. No one else will need to know about X, Y, Z, right?
right. I agree to that. I agree. I think that the whole thing is based on who you are, And if gossip is a part of that, then yeah, it's a safe space. Period. That's the whole thing.
Right,
You don't
right.
have that safe space, or you can't imagine, creating that safe space with numerous people. That's not
I
safe.
understand.
I mean, that thought
Right.
alone is not safe.
No, I'm with you on that one. But yeah, basically, because of the topic we're speaking on, this is for your significant other. So more
Mm-hmm.
likely, your husband, your wife, or someone you with for a long period of time, and y'all there forever, right? And
Mm-hmm.
even through ups and downs, regardless may happen, whatever I'm said to this person, it stays with them, right?
Right.
It's like an honor, badge of honor.
Right.
So, you know, now I'm married as well. So as far as me in this situation, I should be able to have, your wife should be your best friend, your husband should be your best friend. Of course, they have friends they should talk to as well, but I should be able to have a conversation to the
Mm-hmm.
wife about anything in the world and should never get out. But
Mm-hmm.
once you have this conversation and something does get out, that kind of breaks the trust that you have as far as having that communication with your significant other. And that's when we
Right.
say that's when you can't no longer have pillow talk. Now, some people think pillow talk is during, after sex. I mean, all that's included. During sex, I mean, after sex, it could be this in the house conversation, but it just that's what the whole pillow talk is for some people, just to get a little more clarity on it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
So it's
So
it's
that
like that diary, that living, breathing diary.
yes.
Got it. So when that's not accessible, right? Well, let's get into it. When you
Mm-hmm.
are in a relationship, long term or marriage, and you do not have that access to the person, where they're abstaining, they're holding up that end of the bargain where you're free, you have that space to come and talk to them about any and everything. What do you do then?
You said, what do you do when you don't have that?
Yep. What do you do then? Now what? Because
Well,
that's a
the
major
reason
part of relationship. That's a major part
I
of who people are, who we are. Do you go get a
I agree.
journal?
I agree. 2,000%.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I kind of brought up this conversation and topic, because people are always asking why people cheat and what happens. Men should never do this, a woman should never do that. Why did
Mm-hmm.
you come talk to the person in the first place? I like to give people the real meat and potatoes of from a man's point of view, as far as why certain things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's when the situation becomes dangerous, because if I can't come to my wife and have these intimate conversation with, what end up happening is that you may have conversation with somebody that you're already cool with, but since you already tried to have a conversation with your significant other, didn't work. Guess what? You're having that intimate conversation with that so-called friend, right, at that current time,
That's
which may be a
dangerous.
female, which 9, 10 times usually is a woman, right?
Mm-mm. Nope. Yep.
No, I'm not. I'm.
I know.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You saying yeah, no to what? So make sure I'm clear.
I mean, I'm saying yes, this is the truth, and no, I don't want this to be the truth.
Oh, okay, okay. I was making sure, and because if the listeners are listening, they want to make sure they understand what I'm saying too. So I'm making sure we're all on the same page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, I'm not saying this is right or this is wrong, but I'm just going to put back the layers and be honest with y'all, because a lot of men out here be speaking, they be giving y'all this bubblegum communication stuff. They telling you, I'm gonna give you the real deal, because that's the name of the show, right? Real deal.
Mm. Yep, the
Forget
real
how you
deal.
feel. So yes, so it's not that men intentionally go out there and look for someone to confide in, but if you're my wife and I can't confide in you, who am I supposed to let this off my chest, whatever the situation may be? In some cases, it may just be a female friend who first started out being friends, but once I'm able to have that confident and confident conversation with that person, that's where things become shaky. That's where that door is now open
Mm-hmm.
between, of possibly cheating and anything else. Because
Mm-hmm.
when I came to you first, we had the conversation. Everything was cool. Months later, weeks later, whatever heck may be, we had an open conversation around friends, and all of a sudden, one of your friends slipped up and said something that they are not supposed to know. If you
Mm.
understand what I'm saying? And I'm
Mm.
like, wow,
Mm-mm.
no way in the world this person should know about XYZ, because I told you in this in confident.
Right,
So at
right.
that point, I gotta pull back now. I said, okay, now I can't give you the full 100% now. Now I'm gonna give you 80% now of me.
Here we go, 80%.
So, I'm gonna put a pair right there for right now for any questions and anything else for there that you might want to say there at that point.
So with this 80%, and I get it, I understand violation, right? That's what we're gonna consider that a violation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a violation of trust and confidence, right? Because
Yes.
it pricks you a different way, right? How can you be confident in a relationship with this person if they're easily to just talk to their friends about things that you guys are talking about in confidence?
Mm-hmm.
I get that, right? So then, and then in addition to that, the violation is that they didn't even tell the friend to make sure they didn't mention it back in front of you. So they didn't even,
Mm.
it's not even, valued enough. You say, girl, I ain't supposed to tell you this. Don't tell, don't say. That ain't even the case. If the person just freely say something they're not even supposed to know in front of you, they may not even been told they weren't supposed to know. So that's another violation. Um, I don't know if I buy or subscribe to this is a reason or a justification for cheating. However, I do understand the impact, right, that it could have on any individual, the man or the woman. What to do after that impact? Now, you said, what you go to the person, in your case, the wife, and you say, what do you say at that point? Because this is where I feel like you could just dissect that part to say, well, yes or no, you know, not that justifying cheating is an option, but definitely could see how you would want to go and have a conversation with someone else. But I can't
No
say
problem.
that right now, so I'm trying to see, well, what is said and how is it said and what's done and how is it done after this is the case.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I
And to
gave
the
y'all a little bit
listeners, you guys can certainly leave us a little voice
voice
message.
note.
We definitely play
Hmm.
those. Yes.
Okay. So I just gave y'all a little. That was just the appetizer before I go and jump in and give you the full course meal, right? so so even prior to the conversation even have being talked about in a relationship, I make sure to let everybody know that, well, not everybody know, but the wife know, and people know that. Listen, what happens in this house stays in the house. I'm not a messy person. I don't like my business being out in the street, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, the
Mm-hmm.
first time, the first time it happened, okay, it's not the end of the world, right? Whatever. I'm not going crazy. I'm not searching for any other female to have a conversation with. No, this is not just a one time thing, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna give you more from me and potato. So after we had the conversation about how I feel about you telling things that happen in his house and it gets out in the street, how it makes me look, how it makes you look, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That means I can't be confident with you. I can't be honest with you. I can't let my guard down with you, which I should be able to because I'm with you for life, till death do us part, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So once we have the understanding, and we talk about whatever happened, we apologize, keep it moving. Now,
Oh,
the
there's an
second time we have,
apology. Okay, go ahead.
it's always apology.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure I'm taking notes.
Yeah, yeah, it's apology. But so now, when I have conversation with you, I have to now kind of treat it like business.
Oh, so
And
you
I,
made the adjustment already, even after the apology.
yes. So
Okay.
now, when I have a conversation with him, it's like, hey, first I gotta say this. Hey, I'm about to tell you something, but what I'm about to tell you, I needed to stay here. I don't need to go outside the house.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, me personally, I shouldn't have to tell you that as a grown woman and as you being my wife, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now I got now it's like, oh, now you put rules and da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? Like now, oh, now you demanding or now you're talking at me. I said, well, I wouldn't have to if you didn't run your mouth the first time. XYZ, whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
we have another conversation about XYZ, whatever, whatever. And you know, life happens. If you've been in marriage, you or in a long term relationship, things happen, right? So what happened is that she has best friends, which is cool. But what ended up happening is that whatever scenario we may have had, you are still running our business about
Mm-hmm.
me and you to your best friend. And because you think your best friend has been your friend since childhood, you think it's okay because that's someone you want to confide in, right?
Mm-hmm. Interesting point. We'll go ahead.
So that's another problem because once again, somehow it comes back and it comes back to me, and you said something that she said something that she wasn't supposed to know, but you now your argument is that, well, this is my best friend and I know her forever. So I like, so now where we at now? So are you in a relationship with me or are you in a relationship with her? Because what that person does in their life is their responsibility, their business. Now what happened in this household?
All right. So I agree. The best friend is the best friend, but there has to be boundaries with anyone outside of the marriage. Man, woman, boy, girl, I don't care. Okay, boundaries, boundaries. But I would be lying if I didn't say I'm not interested to know, like, what type of juice could a person tell or feel compelled to tell their best friend on the strength of their relationship that would violate the husband? If you're not being abused, you're not cheating, you're not. Um, I don't know.
Well, it could
I
be
don't know.
many.
I don't know. Wait, before
Okay.
we go down that rabbit hole, because it might be a rabbit hole. All right. I'm sorry if it is. I'm just trying to get comprehension. I'm going to go ahead and press play while I actually ponder on it as well. As well. I'm going to use this moment to listen to them and kind of ponder on what it is I'm trying to get clarity. Hold on.
I get the spiel of pillow talk, what it really means. But my question is how, as a wife, if are we able to have that pillow talk if you aren't as open or receptive to even talk about work? So you don't want to talk about work, but you're working all day, and I want to know, how's your day? And I get it. Some people don't want to talk about work, but how can I see, how else was your day? I mean, is there any other way that I can make your day better other than listening to you vent? Because I'll listen, even if you want to vent.
Hmm. So, based on that particular question, I think you said the man is venting about his job, but then when you ask about the job, he don't want to talk about it. Make sure I understand that correctly.
Are you gonna have to wait for her to respond? Because I'm not
Yeah,
sure if that's what she was saying either. I think
yeah.
that what I got from what she did say was I don't want to just be dumped on. Like, don't just vent to me and don't give me the opportunity to have some input or
Hmm.
want to know certain things that may be interesting to me about what you do. You just want to tell me, oh, John was getting on my nerves today, da da da. But I may want to be interested. I may want to discuss other parts of your workday as well, and not just be, this negative. Okay, well, babe, did you accomplish any? Did you get your meetings done? I know you were working on this portfolio. Is it almost completed? Um, you know, Oh, remember last week you told me that your supervisor mentioned some retreat. Did you guys decide on a retreat? And then you don't want to go into those things, and that would be problematic for me because if you just want me to sit here and listen to, oh, you had a crappy day, and not be able to provide any light or balance to that conversation, yeah, maybe once or twice a week, but I mean once or twice in that week, but after that third time period, I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
Well, let me add this to that particular situation to add on. Um, he might be doing something that is okay. We'll go back for a minute. Um,
Hmm.
has he ever in the past talked to you about his job on a daily basis and what he does on a daily basis? Right? Has he done it in the past? Right? Remember that part. Now he may be going through something at work that can be very stressful and XYZ. Then coming home and then he's venting to you, but he don't want to talk about it. Now,
Well, how you
was there
venting and
something?
not
Hold on,
wanting to
hold on,
talk
hold on,
about
hold
it?
on. Hold on. Let me get my thought out. Um, uh, I'm trying to remember now. You threw me off there. Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you. So what I'm saying that if you had the conversation before, you know what he does, and he know what he does, and he talked to you before. Now up to speed. Now he's working same job XYZ, but now he's venting to you about it, but he's not explaining to you what's going on. The
Mm.
question I have is that has in the past he did say something about the job to you, then you critiqued him on it. And the reason I say critiqued it because he may be already getting the stress and pressure at work already. So then when you come home and tell you about it, you're adding that, well, you should have did this, you should have did that, you should have did this. That's adding more stress. So he don't really technically want to talk to you about the job because he don't feel like being schooled again on top of already being stressful at work being schooled. But you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to get to the meat and potatoes, try to figure out as a man's mindset. The way that you give him
Hmm.
the mindset, the feedback you can give to him. How do you give it to him? Is in a nice way because he's already stressed about it. Are you? So what I'm saying is that does he have two bosses, you and the job? That's what I'm getting at. Why he won't be so open about it.
Hmm.
Did that
Now,
make sense?
absolutely. And now that you've
Okay.
said that, I can somewhat relate. And yes, you do need to be mindful of the response and that you have in these situations. And I can share, like my last relationship. So, we're both involved and engaged in a certain segment of work, right? Now we both have a passion for what we're doing in this under this one umbrella of work. So I can remember there have been times where, we're having a discussion and it's like, or let's use something a little easier, same type of thing though. Here, listen to this and tell me what you think about it, right? No, but without saying, let me know what you think about it. Just say, oh, I got something I want you to listen to. Okay, cool. Then I take a listen to it, right? And initially, because we're both in the same, we have the same passion, and I want greatness for you, right? So I'm not listening with the ear to pat you on your back, right? I'm listening with an ear that's going to say, who is this going to cross the barriers we needed to cross? You know what I mean? So where do you have the person listening? I think it's really important to know that. So what it did was, we got to a point where it was really frustrating, and we're building things together and things like that. So we had to get to the point, and I think it was at one point God like kind of revealed to me like, hey, this is this is how I function in this, right? And this is what I hold important. Um, I'll be a little bit more specific. We're producing a live show, right? And there's so many different things that have to be covered in making the show a success. But if I'm drawn, right, my passion is the logistical back end of the things, making sure that things are communicated, they're taken care of. You know, the venue is reserved, the band is scheduled, the rehearsal is scheduled, the session is scheduled. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do. They got the music out, the this, that, and the third. And your passion is more of the actual product, let's just say, what the people are going to experience in the room, right? Now, those things go hand in hand, right? You can't have a room with no people in it to experience anything if you don't do the part where you make sure you got a room, right? You got to make sure that happens. You have to make sure that these other people, these components are all in and aware of what they're supposed to do to make sure that everything actually happens to be able to produce that type of an experience. So at one point we did get to a place of frustration because I'm listening and I'm like, oh, you tweak this, oh, take that click sound out, the clap, blah 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 blah. I'm saying no, not this, but again, I'm listening with an ear for us to both come to the consensus. This is going to be the product, that we're going to be able to push this product beyond those barriers that we already have. I am not listening to this to say, yes, you did a good job, or no, you didn't do a good job. So no, I'm not here as the boss. I'm here as a fine-tooth comb, because we're here sharpening each other. But a lot of men don't have the tough skin that women have, unfortunately, when it comes to certain things, because you guys like to be told you're doing a good job. You like to have your egos caressed and stroked and all of that. So sometimes it was a little difficult, because it's like, but wait, if I just sit here and tell you you're doing a good job, which you are doing a good job, but it's good, but is it going to cross the barrier we needed to cross? That's the point of you giving it to someone else to hear. Now, the opposition that really causes the issue is when other people, okay, well, I'll take it to such and such, and they hear it, right? They hear it and they're cool with it. Oh yeah, that's cool. That sounds great. That's amazing. Okay, but they're not listening with the same type of ear, because do they really care about if this crossed the barrier? They don't. They don't really want you to win over them anyway. I want you to win. So we definitely had to have that conversation where we understood each other's roles better. So when we did come together to communicate, we had to get past that insecurity with each other. Like, look, we know we're dope. We know what we're bringing to the table concerning this thing that we're working on, whether it's work or, like I said, the production of a show, whatever. Now we are critiquing each other. We're critiquing each other constructively. And we're both now building that tough skin to take that constructive criticism from the person you hold near and dear to your heart, because their words hold the most weight. So because my words hold the most weight, I have to be mindful in what I say, even though my job is to critique, for success. So yeah, I can understand that. Like, you don't want to bash them. You don't want to be harsh in your words. That's not going to help the situation. Why you do that? What? Well, I think you should have just took that out and da 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 da. No, you can't do that. That's not going to work, because that's just going to kill his ego. And that's not conducive to progression with the man not in my experience at all. So definitely not trying to kill the ego. And if like, and then that sounds like where you're coming from, because you're like the boss, or you have two bosses. Am I coming across clear, or no? I'm missing the mark.
And you came across in a lot of words, but yes, you came
Oh
across.
yeah, I'm wordy. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know, Miss, I speak life. I do a lot of words.
Yeah,
Because
you came
sometimes you
across.
have to try to understand. There's a lot of components that take place in it, though. Because where are they coming from, and you just shutting them down because you're emotional or you feel this way. But what's their intention? Where are they coming from when they say what they're saying?
Gotcha.
So what do you
No,
think the intention is when you come home and it's you complain about the day? Well, she didn't leave another note, and it was really pertaining to her situation. But have you been in that similar situation where it is? I don't know what type of energy you get when you approach, you know, hey, this was my day. It's a rough day.
which I have been there where my wife could come home and she was complaining. I won't say complain, but upset about the job or X, Y, Z, whatever. And I come with solutions. First, like, all right, this is what we do. But every day with it, no. Me personally, no. I'm not trying to hit every day, but I definitely come to a solution. And I'm like,
But what
listen, if
if
you
she
want to,
doesn't want a solution? So, because it sounds like that was the husband point. Like he don't want you to tell him, or what your point was. I don't need you to tell me I should have done this, or this would have been the better option or choice, whatever. I just want you to listen.
right, but once again, it does depend on how, like I said, the initial time that once again, because in my scenario, my wife, it was multiple times. It wasn't like I said X, Y, Z, and she stopped coming to me. No, we still talk about it, and we came with some solutions. Is what I'm saying, but I get
Okay, I
it.
get
I get it.
you saying after that. So you
Yeah,
listen, and then there's another conversation. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to just keep listening repeatedly to the same thing. So we're going to have a solution for it.
yeah.
Okay.
Especially at one point, we actually were working the same job, so I completely understand exactly what you're going through because I'm going through it as well. You
Gotcha.
know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So we both coming from a stressful place, but when we come home, we should be. I can listen to what you got was going on, give you solutions, and cool understanding. But if you want to do something different, hey, all right, this is what you want to do because I got you. Whatever you want to do, but I can't have you come home stressed out, crying X, Y, Z because then I'm ready to go to work and you find out why you stressed out crying. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, right,
But
right.
that's right.
Okay,
Now,
okay.
did you remember the question before we hit play?
Nope.
Because I was ready to go in, but then hit play and it's like threw me off.
Yeah, I don't remember the question.
I
Oh,
know.
I think the question was what type of my question was what type of things could be
Oh
told to the
yes.
wife that would violate in such a way, the friendship in terms that, this friendship with her friend is like, I don't know, what type of things are we talking about?
Okay. Yes, and it could be anything. It could be. I'm gonna give you some examples. It could be uh, holes in drawers. It can be.
Holes in the
Uh,
drawers.
I'm just giving you an example.
I'm trying to. I'm
Holes in
trying
drawers.
to. I'm trying to. Can it be anything? Like something like that is a thing.
Well, yes, because you're talking about someone's feelings and someone's emotion, and if it's something that someone's embarrassed about, they don't want the whole world to know come out about it, right? Right?
Hmm.
Does that make sense? So, for example, and I don't have this problem, right? I'm be clear, I did not have this problem. But let's just say I was a Minuteman. Do you think I want the world to know that I'm a Minuteman?
No, but you know how
Okay,
you
so
guys
but
always
I'll give you
say
examples though.
this. No, no, no. I hear
Okay,
you. And it's not your issue, so we could kind of talk
right.
about it. But you have where perception is reality, right? Right. That's what you guys say that all the time. Well,
Explain.
so you say, oh, yeah, you might not like it, but the bottom line is everybody does this. Or you might not like this, but the bottom line is no man wants this. XYZ, right? Perception is reality. Well, that's one of those things. You might not like it, but women talk just like men talk. So
What?
if okay, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Well, which I understand, right? We get that. But I'm trying to get this wording right here. Let's go
Mm-hmm.
back. Let's go back to what I was saying. Yes,
Mm-hmm. We
women
don't
do
want to talk about
talk.
Minute Men, huh? Okay, we'll leave that alone.
Oh no! Because I was gonna say, trust me, I'm always ready for the smoke. Don't forget, I never run from nothing. Listen, just make sure you're ready. All right, no,
Okay.
yes, women do speak on chit chat, but at the end of the day, you don't tell everyone your business, especially the information. So, for example, same situation. So let's say guy's a minute man, right? You telling your girlfriend he's a minute man, right? You tell your girlfriend that, whatever. But you wouldn't, well, some do, but you wouldn't go out there and tell your man he mad dingo to your girlfriend, will you? Because it's going to retract what you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's gossip, but you don't
Some
want your
women
girlfriend to.
do. No,
I
no,
know, but
no, 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 no. The women that talk about their sex lives to their friends, they
you
talk
know what?
about
I'm
their
sorry.
sex lives to their friends. Those are just those type of women. Now,
And you know what? You're
again,
right. Let
this
me
don't
speak.
apply
Hold
to
on.
me, but yeah.
Hold on. Let me speak from the men's side because I'm telling you what men don't do. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
men don't. We never speak to our best friend or any man about our significant other, what's good and bad when it comes to sexuality. We never do that. Now, if it's some random girl, we talk about it. But if it's like my woman, my wife, men
Mm-hmm.
don't do that. All the guy talk we had in the bathrooms and clubs and whatever, man, we never talk about our significant others who gets the best top, who get that, get that. That's something that's intimate to us. So that's the perfect example I want to give. That's information that I wouldn't share with none of my homeboys. So my wife wouldn't have to feel like, oh, my husband said I got this and I got that. That's the point I'm trying to make. Women
Right.
do that though. You're right. Y'all
Right.
women do that.
I was about to
See,
say,
and
but that's men.
that,
Because that's
right, and
because, what you guys say all the time? Oh, we the one to choose the wives. So
we do.
that's you making your claim. That's like that you peeing on a dog peeing on the fire hydrant. That's
Right,
like marking your territory. But marking your
right.
territory don't exist for women.
Well, it don't, and that's why men and women totally different. Men are, see, you just prove all my points. The other conversation I had, you're
But then
right.
you got to understand that men and women are different. Not that men are better than or worse than, or women are better than or worse than. So that's a difference in itself. Yes, we can acknowledge that we're different. We're made different, right? However, what we're talking about, like this right here, this honoring each other, that should be equal. You shouldn't have to honor your wife more than your wife honors you, and vice versa. So, to the
Just know,
conversation, mhm.
just know, everything we talk about is pillow talk. So make sure we sticking to that. This is what pillow talk is. Because you asked me, what are some things that pillow talks that shouldn't be leave the house? These are just I'm just giving some example of things that shouldn't be said outside the marriage and relationship.
Right? But
Now,
can we say that
hold,
that's considered okay?
but also remember this: just because you don't think it's nothing, it may mean something to someone else. Continue.
Right, and that's where I was going when I just said honoring is has to be equal, because it's not about at that point. It's not about what society says is okay, and that's why I said y'all know y'all say perception is reality. No, reality is reality, and perception is perception. In this case, then, because this is a violation to you, it's no longer like, oh, most women do this, most men do that. But you can't turn that thing off and on when you want to, is what I'm saying. So if the thought is this is pillow talk, right? You don't need to discuss our bedroom with your friends. But at the same time, you can agree that that's something that some women do. I'm not going to say all women because I don't do that. But that's something that some women do, right? And it don't matter if they're talking about it from the perspective of Minuteman to, and I'm not gonna say I don't do it because I've had conversations with my friends where we've talked about like, girl, I like this, I don't like that, but not in the context of my man does X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about what we like in the bedroom, what we don't like in the bedroom, in the general spectrum, but not, girl, he blew my back out last night. What? Mm-mm. Not with your significant other. And my friends, most of them, they're not married. They're in relationships. I don't even want to know what old boy doing with you or my sisters. I don't want to know. We're not having that conversation. And you know me, I'm a little different anyway, because my daddy told me, my daddy said, you don't tell no female what's going on in your bedroom, because guess what? She gonna try to get in your bedroom. So as it pertains to that, that's always been the rule. No, and don't allow no other female in your bedroom because she won't leave. That's what my dad said. So either she gonna try to get in there, and if you do allow her in there, she ain't gonna want to leave. So that was that. But to the point, I think that the honor part needs to be discussed. And then maybe it's not about, oh, you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't do it. I need you to honor me in this way because this bothers me. Period. It don't matter what that thing is. That's my take on it. Pillow talk in itself. Honor our pillow talk. Now, if you're not getting it, what happens next? That's where we were going. So I don't know. You said talk to somebody else.
No, I never said talk to someone else.
No, you were saying you made the point that some men, that's why some men may cheat or go and have that conversation with another friend who could possibly be a female.
Correct. So let's be clear. I'm not saying go out there and talk to someone else, but that leaves the door open for someone to slide in because you're being vulnerable and you can't be vulnerable with your significant other.
Okay, so what do? You can't. Do we just allow this door to be open? Because I mean, where's the solution to that? And you know what I say, because it can't be you just don't get 20% of me.
So as far as the solution part, right? For me personally, either I just don't talk about it at all to you, or I have to make a strong disclosure before having a conversation. And at that point, I don't feel like having a conversation. I'm like, well, I gotta tell a grown person that, hey, I'm about to tell you, or I should have to be like, hey, can I tell you something? Yeah, no, can I tell you something that's gonna stay in this house? You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to do that with adults. You understand what I'm saying? With a grown woman or grown man. But based on how I'm feeling, I may have that conversation, or I may not have the conversation.
So you just keep it to yourself?
Yeah, I just keep it to myself.
And is that depending on what it is?
No. I keep it to myself. I'm one of the people that it will go to the grave with me. I just if I feel I can't have a conversation with you in confidence that what we're saying is expert. Because another thing is this too. There have been situations where a friend of mine have told me something that's a situation that's going in his household, right? I come back to the wife, like, you know what I'm saying? Men like to gossip, but to his wife, though. Or, you know what I'm saying? To my together. So, like, hey, babe, let me tell you what happened. But I'm saying this, but he told me not to tell you or tell nobody else. I'm like, all right, cool. But, you my wife, I can tell you anything, you know what I'm saying? Or at least I should be able to, right? Air quotes. And then something happens where he found out that somehow he found out long story short, he found out you told her, and then that's gonna mess up my relationship with that person.
But can I challenge that thought though?
Hold on. Yes, you can. But at the end of the day, that's my fault because I'm like, dang, I should have even told in the first place. Now, my homeboy messed up. Go ahead. So what you gonna say?
But isn't that you put in that relationship with your homeboy before your wife? And shouldn't the understanding be that you can't set a boundary for me and my wife? I'm gonna talk to my wife or my husband about whatever the heck I choose to talk to them about. So if you bring something to me,
he's not setting a boundary.
No, I'm just saying the thought is that don't tell her, don't tell no one. Well, if you know that I'm married, right? And this is not life-threatening, right? We're not talking about anything life-threatening. Yeah, we said things that may be embarrassing, like holy draws and stuff like that.
It could be anything. So I just use that as a good example. I'll give you another better example.
But these things are not life-threatening. These things are not. Okay, go ahead. Yes, maybe they are. They serious.
See, based how you take it, right?
Because that's what I'm trying to say. How serious are these things?
Well, the outcome ended up being now the couple now getting divorced. That's the outcome of it. That's bad.
So you mean to tell me
Well, there's other stuff going on, but I'm just giving you meat and potato. But let me give you
another scenario. No, you're not giving me the meat and potatoes today. You giving me give me the string beans.
This one will have to be offline. I'll give you another one with
Okay, I got you.
more meat potato. I'll talk to that one
Okay.
offline.
All right.
I'll give you another example.
Mm-hmm.
Business example. My
Okay.
company is about to acquire, not my company, but I'm giving you an example. A company is about to acquire another company.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when coming by other companies, everything's in a hush hush. No one can say anything. You got to sign these papers, an NDA, no disclosure. You cannot say until it's complete, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I signed it. Boom, boom, boom. I come home and tell my wife, hey, babe, guess what? Got great news. My company about to do X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Okay, cool. You know, good opportunity, more money coming in. Somehow, some way, somebody runs their mouth and they come to find out that it came from my side of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now what happened is that, okay, now I'm up for termination now.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, I see where you're going with this, but not
So,
but.
so, so, so the point I'm trying to make is that accountability, it falls on me in the first place. So
Yes.
so protecting me and everything I got going on, I'll just keep it to myself until I go to the grave with it, or talk about it afterwards once everything is all finished. Once the dust is clear and the smoke's clear, hey, let me tell you what I've been knew about that, but I had to wait because I couldn't trust you to tell you that. Tell you
So
that
it's something
information.
they might have known as okay. All right. I don't want to go down that road. So yes, I understand what you're saying. And your solution is to just keep it to yourself. If I can't tell my wife, darn it, I can't tell anyone.
Right.
Okay. What you eat?
Not continue with the conversation.
Stay eating this. Lord. All right.
Listen,
So
when you work out every day, all day, you're hungry all day, okay?
I know. I got you. So yes, that would have to be a solution if I don't know what you're saying you tried to do with your wife or with anyone, what other things you would have to try prior to making that choice. It sounds like you just made okay, if I can't tell you, you done violated one time. I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to violate 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Actually 3 times, but I'm
Okay. So no. I just want to make sure. So they
yeah.
violate, they apologize, but then you open up. And before you open up again, you kind of give them a little disclaimer. Listen, I'm trying to tell you something. I'm about to tell you something. But, the last time you let slip, I wanted to make sure you know that this is between us, right? And you give them that piece, and then you go ahead and you tell them whatever. And it comes back again that they let the water out the bag. And then you leave yourself vulnerable one more time, because you said 3 times, and you do it again, and
Mm-hmm.
they do the same thing, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I would agree. Your solution is to keep the information to yourself. Because something is clearly not attached or not connecting or computing to the other person if they keep releasing information that you're asking them to honor to be between you and them.
Right.
Now, other than that, right? Now that's just violation. But I also feel like it has to be where they don't see the value or you guys are not valuing the information the same. So where you feel like, hey, this is highly hush hush, they like, don't nobody care about this. Like my girlfriend and I, we talk about all of these things all the time. It's not going to go anywhere. So that's a second issue because now they're not valuing, you guys are not operating the same value. And someone has to be made aware of, listen, I don't care how you feel about this. It doesn't matter what you think about this. This is where I hold it. And I use the filet mignon on a garbage can lid all the time. Yes, I love filet mignon. Actually, I'm a porterhouse T-bone girl. But if you bring me a T-bone on a garbage can lid, you're not going to get me to eat it. So with that same thing being said, it doesn't matter that this is what you do with your people, your friend or whomever. If you're going to keep violating me in this way, then I'm not going to have it. I don't want it. I don't want that. So I don't know, if that's what's the case, but I think that you need to definitely, or I would want to, understand, well, what's the disconnect? Why aren't you seeing that this is a violation? Because that's what it sounds like. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you're taking it too serious in their mind, and then they're not taking it serious enough in your mind.
Well, listen, I preach this all the time. Some people don't have accountability. So therefore, I have to take accountability on my own and just not tell you nothing. Then you sit there wondering why, like, how come you don't tell me nothing? How come you don't talk to me? Well, I can give you a list of reasons why, but then when I start bringing them up, they ain't trying to hear it. So I'm like, okay then. So keep it moving.
Yeah, but it sounds like they still want to be an ear to you and just need clarity on why this is weighted so much. Because things should be weighed differently. But you just like, no, I said it, just that's it. But would you give her that, like, look, this is why this is like this, and this is why this is like that? You don't feel like that's necessary?
Well, no, it is necessary. I had these conversations, but for some reason, ladies are emotional creatures.
Mm-mm.
Well, girls, females. I'm trying to say a nice word, so everybody can, because every time I say a word, somebody in their feelings. I'm trying to be.
You got to say some in front of it.
Oh, okay. Some
ladies, females,
women,
whatever.
females, girls, the opposite sex of me.
Some of these species. I got you.
No, I'm gonna say that now. you trying to get us banned. Are emotional creatures, and it's really how they feel. Well, I don't care. You know what? I'm not gonna argue about it. I'm not gonna get an argument with you over some gossip. Just don't talk to you about it. That's how we end this. Why am I making something more than what it is?
Yeah, but if that's over gossip, but then when it comes to really big things, though, are you still holding yourself, reserving yourself?
It depends how much the outcome and if it does impact me or not. I gotta weigh it out. Is it going to impact me negative? Is it going to mess me up? Because I think about everything. It's not just about me anymore. I have kids, so I have to factor is it going to impact my kids, and if it doesn't, I'll let it fly. If it does, I'll keep to myself to a little bit later on time.
So if it can impact your kids.
Oh yeah. Because once again, you know what I mean? If I was single, it wouldn't matter. It's just me. I can lose my job today and then get a job tomorrow. Making at McDonald's and 3 other jobs. You understand what I'm saying? But once you have a family and everything else, I have to be accountable for my actions. You're saying you cut my head off, it all is done deal. Done deal. But that's a whole nother topic about the pressure of a man. But we'll continue with the conversation.
Oh, yes. That is a whole nother topic. We are not going down that rabbit hole today. Okay, because y'all swear y'all got some extreme... Anyway.
Well, so not everybody, but
back
some.
To the point, right? Pillow Talk. And to our listeners, thank you guys for joining us. We see you still here with us. We're trying to get peeled through it, right? And this is the organicness of this show, because we really try to get to a resolve and a solution. Now, I'm familiar with the lack of understanding causing some of these things, but not so much where your information is being taken outside of the home, right? So that's a little different because the honor is being violated there. So I don't know if, I can't argue with you, Twin, if you're saying that, okay, well, my solution is I just keep this junk to myself. I think that's a great solution. Like, okay, it's for whatever reason, it is weighted to you if she's going to receive the information a lot, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal where you can't keep it to yourself.
Right.
All right. So the only issue would be for me is if that also translates over to other things, meaning you're still not giving her all of you. Okay, well, she might not be able to hold water about gossip. But do that mean she don't deserve the 100% of you concerning goals, concerning your business, concerning, everything else?
It's funny you say that. It is. The only reason it's funny is that, yes, I'm still not giving it a full 100%. I'm giving 80%. Maybe 80, maybe 85%. I moved up a little bit, right? I moved up a little bit. I'm still growing. But so where's the 100% from the significant other? Because I feel like who's keeping? Yeah, I'm going there. Who's keeping the ladies accountable for their actions?
Okay, we gotta go tit for tat a little. Okay, I see what's happening. All right.
Hey.
Now listen, right? Were you, I'm going to do what you did. Were you able to give her this type of information before y'all got married?
Yes.
So she would
Yes. Oh,
hold water,
yes.
or you just didn't know she was telling the best friend because y'all wasn't married?
Mm,
Mm.
well, I'll say, I told you, we got married within, we got married within 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So you met her representative. I'm sorry.
got him.
Oh God, you met her representative. All right, no.
Maybe so.
Concerning this, right? Because
Right.
you may not have known that she been telling her best friend all of her things,
Well, maybe.
all of her best friend in her relationship.
Right. It's a possibility. It's
So
a
if you were a
possibility.
minute man, trust her best friend knew you were a minute man before y'all got married.
Right. And air quote for anybody jumping in late, I am not a minute man. I just use that as an example.
Yes, he's not saying it. We just yes.
How to get that,
So
if you jump in
now
late, I
that
have to
you,
make sure people know.
but once you know, right? Once you know where a person is, do you still hold them accountable to where you are, or do you hold them accountable to where they are?
I hold them accountable for where they are and take
Right.
responsibility for my actions. Yes.
Okay, so if you're holding her accountable for where she is, and this is what she's not 10, she's not 20. So she's been this way for what you say after a certain time, you ain't gonna be able to change no man. Well, guess what? These
Right.
women, they be stuck in their ways too. And they have these
Facts.
bonds with other women. But and not that I condone violating honor of a marriage, because I don't care girlfriends or not, but just to say where she is and the type of, because you're talking about accountability,
Mm-hmm.
what is she being held accountable for if this is in fact where she is?
What did she be accountable for?
Mm-hmm. Because she apologized, so she took accountability.
Nah. Anyone give you a apology and don't stand on it. Oh, I'm sorry, and then do it again. No, I don't mean nothing to me.
It's not that, no. So if I apologize, it's not that I can change what happened or how it happened concerning myself. My apology is
Uh-huh.
because I hurt you. Whatever I did offended you. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that I'm just going to magically change into some other being and not ever hurt you again.
Right. I get that.
So if I
I get that.
apologize, I'm accountable for my actions offending you, and then
Okay.
I take that, doesn't mean that I can just switch up and change my actions, right?
I agree.
Because
I agree.
especially if this is something that is a pattern. So now
Right.
my point is, if this is a pattern, we have to coach you through this. If you're my husband, you're not operating at the level I need you to operate, but I really don't want to spend the rest of my life at giving you 80%. So we have to go outside of this, just like if it were a regular person. Your advice is go seek somebody that can help you with that. They got medication for people who need it. They got straight jackets for people who need it. They got cells and things. So we have to seek um, wise counsel for someone to be able to illuminate to a person who's seen this and been structured like this for so long, to see where and how this is a violation, and then to give them tips and coaching on how to redirect themselves and reprocess, because
Mm-hmm.
that's a real thing. But you're not up for that. You like, look, you're gonna take this 80%. You might get 85 a week of the month. Once a month, I give you 85% for a week, and then that's that. But how long is this going to last before something else happened that is a violation, right, or hurt? Because it happens in relationships, and then you take another 20% off. Okay, well,
Well,
dang.
when you say have done these things, we have done plenty of things.
What you
So
mean?
so I'm transparent with it. Yeah, 12 years in, but yes, definitely had counseling, all them stuff.
Yeah, you can go
But
to counseling, but if you're not honest with yourself and with the counselor, you just wasting money. Because if ain't no change
listen,
happen,
I agree. And once again, it's not me. So
mm,
once again, we have this conversation. I can't change an adult. Once somebody's stuck in their way, they stuck in their way. Once I know who you is, now I know how to navigate. So it's not that it's a bad thing. You just not know how to talk and approach you. So I want to do certain things to have put me in a situation where I'm compromised or feel some type of way.
Right, which I
So
agree with. But then you
right.
said, but wait, what about her accountability? See, I was fine with that. Once you understood, okay, this is where we are. I will
Oh
not tell you this, da da da. But then
no,
at the same time, you got to be punished for this almost. Like, where's your accountability? What are you going to do? But
no.
she can't do nothing.
I say this as not a running joke, but I say this all the time because it's a true fact across the board. Because any conversation when dealing with men and women, men always be men always have men have to be on a certain stature all the time. Men should do this, men should do that, men do this, but no one speaks to our women as far as accountability, as far as what they need to do.
No, not since we've been doing this because I take accountability for my stuff and I'm a woman.
Like you, hold on. Like you said, since we've been doing this, we're just two people, and we've been, forget all the years prior to us. Outside of us, who else is doing this?
But that's what I'm saying. There got to be other people doing it if we're doing it. So it can't be all these, all this, all that. Some people, maybe this is the case, but we change the narrative. That's what the show, is the mantra behind it, changing the narrative. So, and this is also the real deal, versus how you feel. So this is how you feel, but what's the real deal about it?
I get you.
So,
I get you on that. But I'm
um,
but I'm always going to speak it to atmosphere, to a group of women, to someone grab it and run with it, because
okay, let's
men.
switch the roles. Let's switch the roles, right? Now, you're the gossip golly, right? You like to chitter chat, right? Men do that. I don't care what nobody say. Locker room, call it whatever. Y'all talk a lot. But some men, let me not say men, just without some in front of it, right? Some men do that. So let's switch the roles. You're the man, right? And your wife is expressing to you certain things that, has happened with X, Y, and Z, or John, Jacob, and Jingle. And then you guys are kind of like mutual friends because, her friends become your friends and your friends become her friends. And you guys kind of develop a mutual friendship, right?
Mm-hmm.
That happens. Now you and the bros talking, and we all seen Why Did I Get Married 1 and 2 to 15, however many of them there are, right? We know how it goes. The women to be in the kitchen, they chitter chatting. The men to be out on the patio, having a drink, they're chitter chatting. If we know the reality is that everybody know everybody's business, why is this a big thing? But that's the second question. Second part of the question. You out
Oh,
there,
I'm
you
sorry.
talking. Oh, yeah, he said
Hold
something.
on. No. I'm saying, what was the first question?
I
Like,
didn't get to it yet. I said that's going to be the
oh,
second
okay.
part of the question. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you know that you're out here, you're talking about, you're talking and you like, man, let's just say you complaining about, the wife, she being a little lazy, right? She ain't, she not cooking like she used to, bro. She ain't exercising. She done put on another 10 pounds. I don't know what the heck going on, but yo, she tripping, right? You saying this to your fellas like, bro, what are y'all, how y'all approaching this? You're not really coming to talk about your wife. Let's make that clear, right? You're not coming to bash her. You coming to get some type of understanding from your fellow men that have wives, right? Is that something that's a common conversation discussion
Oh,
amongst men?
what with me?
Yeah, with men.
I'm gonna say yes to keep it
Okay,
fair across the board. I'm gonna say yes. I'll say yes.
okay. So you having that conversation, and then John goes back. He pillow talking with his woman, like, yo, babe. Now mind you, he could be doing it like this, like, babe, I appreciate you so much. I'm so glad you keeping it tight and keeping it right for me, cause he's trying to get his thing on, right? He trying to make
Right.
her feel whatever. And not that she's even thinking like you told him this to talk about her. She might bring it back to her like, girl, we need to work out because what you mean you're not working out? You better get it together. She might be trying to come help you out too. And then it come back to you because now she's embarrassed.
Oh, that sounds so cute.
I
Let me
can't
tell you
with you.
what.
I'm getting off. I can't. You stay trying to
That's not
make
so
me
cute.
sound cute. Oh my
Hey, let me
God.
tell you. Hey, let me tell you how we do it, right? Us married men, when we do have
Mm, mm,
conversation,
mm, mm.
and fellas, and also too, if you married, you have married conversation with other married men. You don't have conversation with people who are single. Only married men only, right? Now, we've had
Mm-hmm.
this. We had this thing where we say, listen, what says here stays here. We had this. Men do talk,
Clearly,
but
everybody have it.
what I'm
Everybody's
saying,
violating these rules.
yes, no, 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 no. See, the difference between us and y'all is that we have accountability.
Not y'all. Some women.
I'm sorry, some. See, between y'all and some whatever, we have more accountability. Okay, because we say, listen, bro, what we say here stays here, and we may say, and even at that point, I still don't say too much information that would definitely want to embarrass the wife, X, Y, Z, to whatever. I just may say stuff like I'll let someone else lead. Like, oh man, I hate when she do this. Oh man, oh I know about that too. Yeah, bro. Let me tell you this time. Yeah, we do that, but like I said, there's
There go
still
that
at the end
butt.
of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Accountability with butts. Okay.
I'm sorry, but however,
Mm.
none of the information that I had with my married friends ever made it back to my wife friends, or anyone else.
How do you know? Because she don't complain about it?
Listen,
So you
all
mean
I'm
to
saying
tell
is,
me that you've never complained about your wife to your bros, and they do exactly what I just said? Like, yo, babe, I'm so glad you cooked dinner. You know what I mean? Because look, Twin over there, he got a little bad. She ain't trying to cook for him, whatever. I appreciate you, baby. Come here, right? You don't think that went back to her? She might still be embarrassed, even embarrassed to talk to you about it. Because then what you might say is accountability. Well, if you ain't want me to tell you, you should come on and work out. If you don't want me to say nothing, you need to go cook. You know, she
nope,
don't want to
don't
hear
want
that.
to. I mean, it
She
sounds
might
good.
not
I'm
want to hear
telling you.
that. So it's like,
Listen, it
okay, you
sounds
can
good.
say whatever you want to say. Don't bother her the same way it bother you.
Listen, I tell everybody this. I don't know everyone's circle. I don't know who your people's circle is or who they communicate to, but I have a very unique circle of men that I be around, and when I have conversation to, and most of the men that around me are older than me, and they either been through it, still in it, but we all can relate and understand, and we know there's certain things that should never come back around because at the end of the day, we have accountability. If something comes out that I told one of my homies, we won't have to go somewhere and talk about it, man to man, face to face, because we have accountability. We're not gonna hide behind words and be like, oh, I'm no man, I'm sorry, I was just playing. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. Oh, girl, I was just playing. No, we don't do that. So that's the difference between men and women.
Y'all got a bro code. The
I
ladies
mean,
got a girl code,
but
right?
see, yes, but y'all
And
break y'all
then
code all the time now. Hold on, y'all break y'all code when I get mad at each other. I know best friends who get mad
what
at each
you
other and spill the beans. And they get mad because they got, girl, let me tell you what she did because they fell out. You might be best friends forever, but soon as y'all two fall out, oh, she's spilling the beans. I can fall out with a dude,
I
got in my
guess I could
business
say the
and hear
same thing
nothing.
you just said. I don't know
Uh,
about other people and when they fall out. I done fell out with my friends. I mean, that's part of friendship. And I've been friends with some of these people over 30 years. There's nothing to be talked about within our friendship. Our friendship is what it is. We don't talk about, no, we don't do that. And maybe that's the misconception. Maybe y'all just think men think that that's what women do, or maybe y'all are, there are some women that just,
well,
they
it's not.
weren't
It's
friends to
not.
begin with, though. I don't think you should give, they're associates. If you do that to a
No.
person, that
Hey,
was an
oh, see,
associate.
see, men, we don't have associates. See, y'all got all these categories. Oh, she a
Well, yeah,
girlfriend. Oh, she
I don't
associate.
call everybody a friend.
No,
Period.
I know you don't. I know you don't. I'm just saying, but some females, they have all these categories. They got people's placed in, so they don't know who their real friend is at all.
Oh yeah, but that's there's so many layers there, right?
It is, and it all
I
comes
feel
back
like
to the.
there's a circle of things being said to each other and one another, and then someone's embarrassed, and then that's when that becomes an issue. But if it's not where that person is embarrassed, this is something that's happening the whole time anyway. You're talking to your bros, and you know that you want to have pillow talk with your wife, so you can just assume that Johnny and Apple and all of them are doing the same thing you're doing, because this is the benefit of being married. This is one of those benefits. You get to do this. So if everybody's doing the same thing, the only issue is when you get a little embarrassed. Because
Let me give
now,
you. Go ahead.
okay,
Go
go
ahead. Go ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Now the bros don't just know, but now the bros and their wives know.
I understand. Let me add on to this. And I understand you have not been married, but you still might be in the circle of this or heard of this before.
Mm-hmm.
So when either someone's getting married or been married and they're newly in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, every man who's been married and has someone who's married ahead of them or older than them, they give them the do's and don't in their marriage based on their experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, hey, young blood, you about to go into this thing. Congratulations. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. I'll tell you right now, it's not gonna be easy, but it's worth it, right? And here's the things you need to do. And like, we'll be a group of us, and we're like, hey, bro, don't do this, bro, don't do that, bro. Trust me, I learned the hard way. Now, the point I'm trying to make is this: fellas who've been married and talk to young fellas, give them information of do's and don'ts. They keep them accountable. We give them insight to avoid to having problems like they had problems. How often, when a woman's getting married, do other women pour into other women? Like, girl, this is what you need to do for your husband. Like, how often does that happen? I can tell you a million times the fellas did that, but I want to know from your point of view. And I see you not been married, you might be in a circle of listening of that. But how often do you hear your sisters tell your future wives, hey, girl, you need X, Y, Z to make sure you're happy marriage, happy wife, happy husband, all this? How often does that happen?
So, no, I'm not yet married. And I've been a bridesmaid a couple times.
Be honest with
I
me.
I am. I am. I feel like the type of conversation, see, you guys get more of a warning from other men, but you got to realize women, when they're getting married, right? They're not in warning mode. This is what they dream of. Not all women, because clearly, Ms. I Speak Life just now started believing in this thing called marriage. So, but there are friends of mine that have been desiring marriage since they were little girls, and they got hearts and doodles all over the place, and this is what they want and wanted. So the approach is completely different. No, they're not coming like, don't do this. The main thing I've heard other women tell another woman in that setting is keep people out your business.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
probably one, and God first. Keep God
Okay.
first and keep people out your
So,
business. But
so
they
if I
don't
go
get
all,
warnings like, he might change up, da 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 da. I think part of it too, and not to cut you off, a part of the issue as well is that these older women, these older generations, when they did start to talk, it was they started talking to the younger ones once they were already hurt and bitter. So where you get that information while they're still in it, you know what I mean, from the older guys, like, look, it's gonna be hard, bro. This might da da da, because they're wearing the weight of it. But the other women, for the women who are dealing with those men on the other end of that, what that man's not giving you, he might have stepped out on a relationship. He might, she might have to nag him about certain things and in the house, or he's not really providing the way she would want him to provide, or he's not keeping his word when he say he gonna take her on this trip or that trip or do this or that. He's not attentive. He's not taking care of the kids with her. Whatever these many of things could be, right? It's not done in a way that the women are being warned. And when they do get that type of information, it comes later and it comes from a hurt and bitter place.
well, you pretty much answered my question without me having to say anything at this point. You did. I'm sorry. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, fellas, you heard it. You heard it from a woman's mouth.
We don't get warnings.
Yes, I just say that.
Yeah, we don't. But we don't look at marriage the same way. We want marriage. I told you, they dream about it. So if you dreamt about it and these women dream about it, what are you warning them about? And see, for men, that's not the case. Men are always cold feet. You hear that from men. You don't hear women got cold feet.
Listen, the reason why we get warnings because we're the
y'all
ones
get
who
cold feet.
No, not cold feet. I'm talking about we're the ones who propose. We want to marry you. We're the one to do it. So yeah, there's always a warning. There's always a risk when it comes to it.
Right.
So
and
that's
for
why
us,
the warning.
The risk is different. And that's what I just pointed out. Because if that man steps out of you, all of those things, the women try to keep, because they don't want to admit those things. See, y'all would brag about that type of thing to each other. And for the women, we don't want to admit those types of things to our friends.
Well, we don't brag. So once again,
Nah, y'all don't brag. What's
no,
locker room
listen.
talk then?
Hold on. Listen to the context. Listen to the story. I'm not changing it. When men are either getting married, about to get married, other men who've been married, divorced, still married, XYZ, they tell the fellows what they need to do. We give them warnings, but also benefits of them. We're not saying, we're not talking to you, hey man, don't get married, don't do it. We're not talking them out of marriage. We're just giving them heads up, insight information so they can have a healthy and good marriages. We'll give them our things that we live, the things, okay, I'll just say this. What wasn't told to me, I had to learn on the fly. But now that I know, I can tell the next man that's about to get married, here's what you need to do so you don't mess up like I did. And
Do you see the
it's not,
difference in that? Now, if it was a woman, the only thing that she would warn
no,
another woman about is infidelity, really. See, that's one of the main things that, in terms of a woman, you know, like giving advice to a woman who's in that space. And that's all. We're not talking about, you know, you dating dude, da da da. So, like how you say things make it better. Like do females say, girl, make sure if he say dress like Betty Boop in the bedroom, you dress like Betty Boop. If he say dress like Jessica Rabbit, then you dress up like Jessica Rabbit, right? That's what you're saying. That's the type of advice. You know, we're saying warning for men.
No, we're saying way more than that. But I go to go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
No. What I'm saying is what you guys are saying is more than that. But for the women, it don't register the same way.
Right. And it comes back to all the arguments and all conversations we had. Yes, the man chooses a woman, but we have more risk when we go into this thing called marriage.
Well, where's the more risk part at? Where does the more come in?
Well, because you're going into it like, hey, I'm getting married.
But that don't change the risk, because I look at it like I'm excited about it.
No.
You're scared of it, and I'm excited for it. I'm taking it head on. And you're not sure if you want to do it or what.
No, the man is not scared because we the one. We committed to you. We promised this.
Twin.
So don't say we
where
scared.
did the term cold feet come from?
I had no clue about that because I didn't have cold feet, so I don't know what
No,
that is.
you didn't. But majority, look, there's a whole term for men concerning this topic, and men get cold feet. Women have been left at the altar because men have gotten cold feet because they're scared. But I mean, and they look at it as a risk. Hold on. You just said that.
I guarantee if you look it up, it's a small percentage. So okay, that's cool. But if you have 80% of women found divorced, that means a lot of men are still getting married. So that's not even close to what you're trying to say.
Wait, say that again.
Statistically, right? Women is at 80% of filing divorce. That means men is still getting married. If 80% of women is found for divorce, that means 80% of men are getting divorced. So me at the altar, that's probably a small percentage. So I get that point, but that's a needle in a haystack that happens. I know about 20 marriages.
So it says 85% of couples experience cold feet.
Once again, look up the divorce rate. What is the divorce rate and who's found the divorce rate and at what percentage? It's because that doesn't mean nothing. People get cold feet all the time, but that's still a small number.
Stop them from. No. I'm not saying that I'm not even talking about cold feet itself. What I'm saying is that's a term that's usually associated with a man, and it's a term that says, like what you just said, you're looking at marriage as a risk, and although women have risk in it, they don't look at it as I'm risking my life. This man could cheat on me. This man could leave me, and then if he leave me, right? No man is going to want me. If I have kids by him and he leave me, then I'm really up the creek. Where is it where you could say, okay, you have more of a risk, but at the same time, in the same breath, can say, I can go marry another woman?
The end of the day is this. Men go into a marriage, because I ain't trying to go back and forth with that part. The point I'm trying to make is that men are going to a marriage knowing that it's going to be work. Men who actually go through the process and get married, they know it's going to be work, and they're getting a realist feedback. No one's sitting and telling them, hey, bro, it's going to be great. No, it's not going to be great, young bro. First couple of years is going to be great. Then after that, it goes up and down, seesaw. So men are given the realization what to look forward to when they get into marriage. Whereas women, they go into it like, la, 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 I'm getting married, ha, ha. Not saying that she should go in and marriage thing about, oh, he's going to chill me, he's going to do this. but she should know she's going to a relationship, and it's going to take both parties to come together and make this thing work. Not just the man need to do X, Y, Z all the time, and he didn't do this, he didn't do that. But what did you do to take the load off his shoulders? He's supposed to be to help me.
Okay,
That's
so
all.
listen.
That's all I'm getting at.
Here's where we want to. Here's what I'm gonna say, right? Because one, we have to be clear that there's an equal risk here, and how we look at that risk. Like when you look at your stocks,
You just proved it's not an equal risk. I said you just proved it's not an equal risk.
How did I prove that it's not an equal risk? I said we don't look at it. We don't assess it the same way. The marriage is the marriage for you and for them. And here's what I'm trying to prove to you, right? You're saying that it's more of a risk to you because of what? What makes this more of a risk to you? Because you got to provide for a woman? You got to... I don't know what makes it more of a risk. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't get more. I think the risk... the woman has a risk just like the man has a risk. It's just the woman does not approach marriage with risk in her mind the same way. She still want that. You guys are like, let me make sure. You're trying to assess it like, do I want to do this? Not enough. And here's to prove my point. Like, right, the divorce rate, right? Most people get divorced because of what? Infidelity. Infidelity is the reason that most people get divorced. Who's filing for divorce? You just said it. Women.
80%.
Right. So women are filing for divorce. So what that means is who has the greater risk if that's the case? Because then not only that, then the most commonly reported majority to divorce was a lack of commitment, infidelity, right? So not money issues, all this other stuff, not housing and all this infidelity. The men are stepping out on the women. Women are in fear of that. But when they go and they get married, they don't walk into the marriage with that fear. Men are in fear of taking care of this woman, having all these responsibilities and failing. The fear is different.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad you said all that. Let's take that all the way back to the beginning now. Boom. Mm-hmm. It all falls back down to this pillow talk conversation. Because when the man can't be confident and insecure with his woman, stuff like infidelity happens. I'm just showing y'all what are some of the things that lead to that. Just, hey, listen, y'all may hate it.
No, but that don't make sense because you just said the solution would be period.
To you,
said
it don't
the
make sense.
The solution would be to keep whatever it is not that big of a deal. It can be kept to yourself. So why would you go outside your marriage for some gossip when it's not that big of a deal?
Right, and I'm glad you said what you just said right there. Because I know what to do, right? I know what to do. Because I have accountability. But let's be honest, most men don't do that.
Exactly. And this is why the risk can't be greater for men, because men don't have accountability. Most men don't. And that's a true statement. But that's what I'm saying. So we have
let's be honest.
If the divorce rate is up because women are filing for divorce, and we're both saying that same thing. And they're filing for divorce because there is infidelity taking places in these marriages. And we're talking about a high percentage, 85%. Right? That's a lot.
It is. But the thing is this. Yes, women are filing divorce because men is cheating. No one is asking the big question, which is the biggest thing in the world. Why? Why is the man cheating?
Because they don't have accountability.
Yes.
I know.
I give you that. And
y'all heard that,
I give
ladies?
You that.
Well, come on.
Yes.
I need an amen corner. Just amen me. I don't see them hands. Where them hands at? We must got two men listening. The men listening right now.
Listen, but yeah, okay, yes, men got to take accountability. But once again,
thank you, fire. Yes, I need to see fire.
As I would say, the man got to take accountability, right? But once again, why? See, the man got to take accountability.
Why? Because there's a solution
listen.
outside of stepping out of your marriage.
Listen. But what is the woman doing?
The woman takes accountability too. We already addressed that.
No.
What do you mean she don't? How not?
She don't.
See, in your scenario, we addressed with the accountability, where the accountability lied for you, the man, and we address where the accountability lies for
Nope.
the woman. The issue is men want to
Nope.
scream and shout, "Oh, I'm more responsible, more responsible." But
Nope.
when it come time for you to wear that, yeah, you got to take more responsibility than a woman. Then why? That's a problem. Now y'all want it to be equal. It's not equal.
Listen, I promise you. I'll just say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women are filing divorce because men is cheating, right?
Mm-hmm.
If 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 they took away the financial benefit of you leaving divorce, women wouldn't leave.
What do you mean? But why would they? They
Nope,
would. They
nope,
won't.
nope,
No,
nope,
no, no,
nope,
no. You
nope,
can't
nope,
say
nope,
that
nope.
without taking
If
on
you take
the
away,
fact that
no, you know
women
why?
give up their
Hold on, hold on,
careers.
hold on, hold on.
We
The
just
reason why I
talked to
said
a woman last night, and she's on the. And this is why women feel like this is
nope.
how feminism has come abroad, right? If you take away the financial responsibility from the man, once he cheats on his wife to give to that woman, women wouldn't file for divorce, is what you're saying.
Why pre the 80s, black marriages was all time high?
Because we had to deal with the abuse, the infidelity.
Here we go. Okay, so abuse don't go both ways.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying now
Okay,
this is what
but you never.
now
But
see you
see,
can't have it where you want it to be where we're equal and then you want it to be not equal. Now listen, either you're gonna be responsible or you're not. Either you're gonna be accountable or you're not. Now you can't tell
women are
me
not being accountable though.
they are being accountable. They're not
Where?
equally accountable,
Where?
just like they're not equally responsible. Just like they're not
Where?
equally man. They're not a man. All right, we
Where?
got one. Huh? What you say, Twin?
I just said where.
All right, we gonna wait. Let's listen, because
That's
you know
not
what?
always true. Sometimes you walk away and you don't have financial support. So, in some cases, we know as women, yeah, we make our own money and that shows in court, and you leave with nothing. Or the guy, do what he do and say what he say, and you still leave with nothing. So that's not always true.
To try to put the financial piece in it don't make sense because men are supposed to be providers. That's what they're
Oh,
supposed to
oh,
do.
you said it. You just
And
said it. Hold on. You see, you confirm my point. Every time you talk, you
that's
confirm
not
it.
a
Go ahead.
confirmation.
You
Because then
you
at the
you
other
hold on.
end of it, you want me to be the provider too.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, Platinum. I listen. Everyone's
Mm-hmm.
story is definitely unique and different. So you're right, 100%. So I'm not going to dismiss her comment. What you said is 100% right. Granted, there is some deadbeat
Thank you
dudes
for
out
the
there.
amen.
Yes.
Because I'm glad you took accountability there, Twin, and told her and me, yeah, we right. Right now,
Yeah.
who makes the most money? Women. We're the ones paying for y'all daggone alimony and all this other stuff anyway. But go ahead. We
Yeah.
won't go
So
down that rabbit hole.
no, I understand what Platinum is saying. Because her situation is definitely unique, and there is some deadbeat dudes out there to do crazy stuff. I'm just gonna take out those crazy scenarios because that's not all women's story. I know plenty of story where the man just cheat and then she up and gone within a year, not even trying to make her right and try to rekindle it, whatever. She couldn't get past the fact that he did X, Y, Z, and she was gone. Hit the
Yeah,
road running full speed.
that's it. Full speed. I'm out of here.
No, right?
I'll be
See,
the same way. You could keep
so
your
once
money.
again, no accountability
Who?
because because the thing is this: if somebody slip and fall,
Mm-hmm.
you're gone that quick. That means you was never there for the long term. So
What?
the point I'm trying to make is that people is
No,
going to
no, no,
listen,
no,
listen.
no.
People is going to fail. People is going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about the serial cheater. Okay, there's a difference now, ladies. I'm not talking about the
Well,
guy
how
who's
would you know if you're a
slanging
serial
it.
cheater?
Anyway, I'm not talking about the serial cheaters.
That mean you
I'm
got a
talking about
safe
the
route?
dudes. I'm talking about the guys who had a situation where he slipped up, messed up, got caught, tried to do everything right to make it right, never did it again. But her emotion couldn't
All
get
these
past that she did
buts.
it. However, she couldn't get through her feelings out the way that he did in the first place, and she left.
But no, no, no. There's so much that
She
goes
ain't
into
trying.
that. How
No,
he
no,
do it?
no,
How
no,
could a
no.
man do everything in his power to reaffirm, revalue, revalidate, and to be proactive in making sure that this woman feels secure in him and herself and in their relationship, right? And then the woman just walks away. No, there's your mouth might say that,
I like how you
but
said
then
everything there. I like how you said everything there. Everything you said there, what the man should do. So what's the woman doing? You keep telling me what everything that we got to do.
wait a
What are
minute,
you
you're
doing?
talking about a man cheating on a woman. What is the woman supposed to be doing?
My question is, find out the root reason why. Matter of fact, we give you a chance, do another poll, because I know the first poll you want to do no more because I was right on that.
What's the poll? What we polling?
The second poll is that find out, talk to your real men, not just not no little F boys. Talk to your real men out there and ask them why. Why did you
For
feel that
lack
cheat?
of accountability. We got
No,
the
no.
answer.
Okay, from who though?
What do you mean? Themselves. Because you just pointed out there's a solution
you're
before
missing it.
leaving. If you can
You're
hold
missing
that
it.
woman accountable for
You're
leaving
missing
after
it.
her man cheated, then you should be able to hold that man accountable for stepping out of his marriage without whatever that issue would cause him to leave, without having a solution for that. You
You're
can't
missing
do
it,
one
sis.
without the other.
Sis, you're missing it. You're
All right.
missing it.
All right. It's
I
about to
mean, you listen. You probably don't want to hear it, and I understand it. I get it, but where's the accountability? A man don't wake up one day like, know what, I'm going to cheat. I could almost guarantee that one. No man wakes up like, know what, I feel like cheating today.
Well,
it's not a one day
according
thing.
to the statistics, it says, I said, why do men cheat? A simple desire to have sex can motivate some people to cheat. That's simple. So listen, why do you cheat on someone you love? Meanwhile, I'm gonna read all of these.
You can read all you want.
Lack of deep desire. All right, I don't know enough men that are
okay.
Married.
No, it don't gotta be married.
Personally,
no, it don't gotta be married. It could be married. It could be single. Dudes cheat. So, but ask them why. Yes, you get some who just want to have sex with everybody, but there's some meat and potato behind the why. Men, like I said, men just don't wake up one day and say, I want to just sleep with random women off top.
Okay, so even if that's the case, I can buy it and subscribe to that. Men, a real man is not just going to wake up, open his eyes and say, you know what, I'm going to go cheat today. That's real immature, right? I can subscribe to that. Now, what I don't subscribe to is that there's an issue between that man and his woman, right? And that he would not find solution between him and his woman, and somehow find it to be justified that he steps out of the relationship to cheat. Whatever is going on with that man and that woman, if she hasn't cheated, if she hasn't stepped outside of the relationship, then it should be a solution. You hold yourself accountable, like you said from the very beginning. You said, listen, if my wife can't give me this, then I have to find a solution. Now, there are options, right? You could easily say, well, I'm going to go talk to Susie because Susie will listen to me. And I know whatever I tell Susie, it's not even going to not only is it not going to get back to nobody else, it ain't going to get back to my wife. Right? That's an option. Or you can say, I'm going to be a grown man. It's not that big of a deal. It's some, little minor talk time or whatever. I'm going to keep this to myself. And I'm going to hold myself accountable because that's what I took a vow, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's what accountability looks like in a mature man versus a not so mature man.
I'm just going to say this. When you get a chance after this conversation we had today, I want you to write down on a piece of paper, men on one side and women on the other side. Draw a line straight down the middle. and as you listen to it, tell me how many things the man's supposed to do that you said on this call so far, and how many things the woman's supposed to do. And just tell me.
To do what we are supposed to do. I'm not saying that there's no way here that I said that a woman not supposed to take accountability.
This time if they add up. This time if they add up.
It's not going to add up. It's not supposed to add up. But
why?
You can't want this to add up and then want to say, beat on your chest, I am man, I have more responsibility. So this is why we submit to you. Otherwise, why would we need to submit to you?
I'm just saying, just write down and tell me all the things the men supposed to do.
It's not going to be equal, but I'm not expecting it to be equal.
No, I'm not saying be equal though, but I want to hear the content of things, because then it's going to link to my next conversation I have with you. That's why I want you to do that.
I don't know if I can even. You're gonna have to give me some more of what you asking me to do.
Right,
What am I asking a man?
men on one side,
Specifically,
woman on the side, and everything on this call we talked about what the man is supposed to be doing and what he should do. All these criteria that you said the man have to do, cool. I'm not wrong with that. I know I have to do X, Y, Z, but tell me what the things a woman have to do that's just on this piece of paper and see if they add up.
it's not gonna add up.
I'm sorry. I don't mean add up. I mean like is not saying it has to be equal as far as what could be done.
It's not gonna
But
be
my thing is
equal.
that let's say it's 10-1 or 10-2. Okay, if a man got to do 10 things all the time, you only got to do two things, but you can't do two things all the time. There's a disconnect.
Okay, there's no argument there. But the point
Okay, so
is, man might have to do 10 things because that's what man's supposed to do. And if a woman
see, there
is
you
not,
go.
no, let me finish. If it's a total of the man is doing 10 things, right? Right? That's what you said. Men is doing 10 things. And on this particular list, we're saying, okay, the man got to do 10 things and the woman is doing 2 things, right? But the woman is doing 2 things out of the capability of 4 things because she ain't supposed to even be able to do the 10.
Why?
What are you talking? Because you're superior, right? You guys take more of a risk, right? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
You can't prove my point by using my point. You got to use your
I'm
point
just
from one
trying to
point of view.
say what you're saying, and this is why it's not going to make sense to most people because if on one aspect of the spectrum you feel like men do more, men are responsible for more, and men have more risk, right? That's what you're saying.
Let me just lay it out here then.
All
I'll
right.
give I'll give you some things because a lot of men won't say it and I'll say it. So yes, the reason why a lot of men may step out and cheat is because one, we're gonna put up there lack of sex. Two, lack of respect. So sex and respect.
And how did you
Lack
lose your
of
respect?
lack of peace. Once they
Mm.
as I stated before, when you ask a man who's been married XYZ, ask him, did you just wake up one day and you cheated? Or were the
No.
things that led to it?
Did she just wake up
And
one day and start disrespecting you? Or did you do things that lead to it?
that's a conversation that needs to be had as far as accountability. This is the thing is
Mm-hmm.
some women don't have that accountability. And it's the point I'm taking. And this is the whole purpose of the
How is the
topic.
women going to have the
So hold
accountability
on,
for
hold on, hold
losing
on,
respect for
hold
you?
on, hold on. This is the whole purpose of the topic.
I know,
Why
and it's
can't
a
we
hot
have
topic.
pillow talk?
And we might have to
Why?
have a part 2 of this
Two,
daggone topic.
part two. Because once again, if I'm mad and I can't be confident, insecure, all this with the wife,
Is
and
that the
then
wife's place, though? You need that by yourself. You got to have that for yourself.
what?
That's what y'all be saying.
Hold
You got to come
on, hold on.
home and go to
So hold
counseling.
on. There's no. Why do I need?
Mm.
Hold on. Why is there counseling when I want to come home and tell you, hey, babe, let me tell you what happened. This person got fired at work today.
You
Why
got
do
to
I need to
speak to
have
your
counseling?
counselor.
No, stop. Hold on. Ain't you
Look, you
working
see
on
them
that?
hands? You see them hands?
That makes no sense what you just said.
You see that
No.
fire going up? You see the fire now, brother.
Hey,
Listen,
I love the fire. I'm all for the smoke. Listen,
listen.
man. Just be real. Men
I'm
out
being
there,
real.
yes, men. Listen, I could say this. See, the difference between me and everybody else, I could be accountable. Yes, men is to be accountable. Men shouldn't cheat, but men do. But men is
And
got so much
women
pressure
shouldn't
on.
got
Hold
men.
on, let me finish.
Women
Hold
shouldn't
on, let me
not
finish.
have a safe space for their man, but they do.
No. So yes, men. No. Let me finish. Men, yes. Men cheat. Yes. Okay, I get it. They do it. But at the end of the day, if a man is supposed to be doing all that he's supposed to be doing for his wife at home, he ain't being satisfied. He's not being fed. He's
All right,
not
wait.
being
Let's talk
all those
about that.
things
Let's
on.
talk about the no sex thing because we do hear this often. I have heard from men and women that when you get married, something happens. I don't know what it is that happens, but somehow or another, that part of the relationship dwindles down. I don't understand that.
Accountability. Accountability.
Okay. So help
And
me
this and hold on.
unpack that.
And
Unpack that a little bit without
and
pointing a finger because it's a man and a woman.
listen, here's the one thing I was getting at about the conversation when I asked you, what do women say to other women before they get married? All I was hoping to hear that, ladies, women, whatever you do, you keep your man satisfied. That's
Yeah,
all I wanted
because
to hear.
because the only fear in terms of risk that women really approach that with is infidelity. So that's why we're
So
telling the women, be
so,
Betty Boop. That's why we're telling the women, be Jessica Rabbit. In
but you know
reality,
what?
men need to be accountable and love his wife
But
without Betty Boop or Jessica Rabbit.
man,
Love
forget.
Tisha
Listen,
or
listen,
Keisha, whatever her
listen,
name is.
listen, listen. This dude out there, he don't need all that dress up stuff. X, Y,
It's
Z.
not about that. That's not what we're saying. Not
I
literally. We're
know.
talking
I
about
right.
overall, because that man is a visual being, and that man is. That's what they hear. It got to be, oh,
So
you got to satisfy this man in so many different ways, because if the man is not satisfied, he's not going to keep himself, he's not going to be accountable, and he's going to cheat on you.
so what I'm saying is this: if a man got to provide, like you said, I got to provide a safe place for you. I got to lead, protect, all these other things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, this is not all about sex, but I'm just giving an example because people would like to, females.
But we
No one
could,
want to take accountability. I'll take accountability. So people,
I'll take accountability for the
so
women.
men,
I'm
men,
here for it.
men wouldn't do. Man, I gotta do all these things, and I ask for a simple thing, and I can't get it. Not me
What's a
personally,
simple
but I'm.
thing?
Well, I'm just saying the sex on the regular,
Is it
right?
simple after she's had kids and she's, taking care of the kids all day, cooked your dinner,
Excuses,
listen to your
excuses,
no. You just said,
excuses,
okay, excuses is you got to pay the bills. You got to do that if you had me
excuses.
or not. That's an excuse then.
Right, and you're gonna raise your kids regardless or not. You know, sometimes
I
have sex
can't
with a
have
single
these kids
mother.
without you. You
Hold on,
put these
hold
kids
on.
in me. I'm a single woman.
So the point I'm
So
trying to
what
make is
you
this.
doing, I would have to do the same thing. The only thing I'd have to do that you do is provide a roof over my head, food for myself, clean up after myself. Now, when I marry you, I gotta take on your seed, cultivate and nurture your seed for 9 months. My hips gotta spread, my body gotta go from here to Cancun and to whatever else. Then I gotta bear these children. I gotta first of all, in the
And
nine
hold on,
months,
hold
I
on, hold
can't
on,
eat what I want. I can't drink what
hold
I
on.
want.
Stop
I
right there.
can't do what I want.
Hey,
That's not
stop right there.
excuses. Mm-hmm.
Hold
What
on,
you
hold on.
talking
Stop,
about?
stop right there. Stop right
All
there.
right. All right.
After the whole 9 months process, after
Mm-hmm.
you had them kids and everything, you're swelled up and legs this and nose, whatever you said there, right? All that. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
And and we still want you.
Nope. Because now you looking at Betty Boop and Keisha,
No,
and now
no,
we.
no, no, no,
What are you doing?
no,
Oh
no.
my
I
goodness.
still want you. I still want you.
Do
I
you
don't care
want
much
me or
what
do
you
you
get.
tolerate me? Because now I'm all out of shape. But now you talking about, well, you was
Well,
fine
see
when I
now.
met you.
So now you're dealing, not you, but in that scenario, you're dealing with your own insecurities at that point now.
No,
If I
I'm not
still
even.
want you,
I'm talking about the women. This is what you asked a specific question. Your
I
specific
gave you
question was, what do women say to women before they get married? I
nothing.
told you, no, I didn't. That wasn't the answer.
No, 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 no.
No,
That's the answer. But go ahead.
that's not the answer. I'm telling you what the answer is.
What?
You guys get these warnings about how hard and difficult it is to keep yourself basically and hold
No,
yourself
no. Answer the
accountable.
question. No, no, no.
Meanwhile,
We
we
tell
tell
women's
each other, the women, I said
what?
to make sure you do, if you got to be Betty Boop or Jessica Rabbit, that you do
Nah,
that.
that ain't being
What do
told.
you mean? That's what I said at the beginning. I didn't change my statement. Keep God first and
Not you.
keep people out of your relationship, right? Your
Yeah,
bedroom.
you
Keep your
said.
bedroom
Yeah, you
separate,
said that.
right?
Yeah, you said that.
And
Mm-hmm.
why you got to look, all of this stuff about satisfying your man. Here's the thing that I don't like about it, right? If we enter
Okay.
this relationship, when we enter this relationship, there's
Uh huh.
something you see in me and there's something I see in you. At no
Uh huh.
point and no level is what you see in me valued more than what I see in you. We have
Okay.
something that should coexist with each other. Is when we start
Well,
listening to these outside sources that say, bro, you doing this and that. Now I got more of a risk. No, you don't. Because when you initially looked her in the eyes, it was something that touched your soul that you needed, and that need was met. So I don't want it. I cannot and I will not subscribe to no more of a risk, more nothing. Yes, it's difficult. And the only thing that I would say that I would subscribe to is that the male role is different than the female role. And the male role may have more tasks associated with it. And that's all it is. It's not risk, it's not love, it's not value, it's none of those things. Um, because on the other end, where those things fall in line with the women, it can always be compared to something that the man is doing. You want more, you want brownie points for swimming and you're a fish, and I can't give it to you. But let me press play with your burping self. Hold on.
I don't know if that's true either because I gave out a lot of sex in my marriage. Like, I enjoy it
Yeah,
just
because
as
that's
much
what we
as he
told to
does.
do.
So I
Trying to
definitely
please a
set
man.
out.
Anybody got time to be trying to please these men? And all we getting is
What?
a
Say
roof, and we can provide
what?
that
Nah,
ourselves.
nah.
No. Mm-mm. Tell
Listen.
me what
Okay.
you're
Once
doing for
again.
me that's greater than what I'm going to provide for you, and then tell me how that's of a risk. Name what a
Well,
man does.
well. Once again, I'm gonna address Miss Platinum's comment first before we continue.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Platinum,
Uh,
because she was agreeing with
Miss
me, so I was just giving
Miss
her
Platinum.
the amen to her.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, Miss Platinum.
Mm-hmm.
And fellas, I hope you're listening because that's a keeper right there, fellas. Just FYI. So if you're listening, she a keeper. All right, now back to you. Now, what's your question now?
Miss Platinum said that she gave out. She don't agree with
No,
you
no.
because she done all of what she was supposed to do, and he still wasn't accountable.
Once again, you're
And we
always
still
gonna
not even
have
trying to put on accountability of this man. We
no.
keep trying to put it
Listen,
toward
I
it's because a woman
listen.
didn't do
I get.
something.
Listen, that's why we say some. We don't say all. Right? Miss Platinum has done her job the best as she could. It's the dude she was with just wasn't a boy. That's an example of a boy instead of a man, right?
But that's a
I don't know
lot
the
of
whole.
the examples. That's what I'm trying to
No, it's
tell
not.
you.
No, because I have 6, 7 scenarios of people getting divorced, and I know the reason why. Not because I was part of it, because I knew about it, and
And
it
in
all
those
come
six,
down to
seven scenarios, you know all sides.
yes, because I both parties I speak to.
Okay. And let's see how you weigh the responsibility and the not the responsibility, the accountability.
I weigh
It
both.
all has a starting point,
I weigh
right?
both. I weigh both. It goes both ways. The man got to do his part, yes, but the woman got to make sure she do her part too, to where the man is doing his part. Like we have to keep each other accountable.
Well, why is it that
That's
you don't wait? Why is it that you don't have to do your part regardless of which? Because that's what you're kind of trying to say. So, what if a man is not doing his part? The woman's supposed to still do her part, right? The
you
answer
have to give
should
me
be
an
yes.
example. Hold on, you
No,
have to give me an
period.
example.
All right.
You said woman
So,
doing the part as what we talking about?
so you're saying the man?
Because
Okay, let's
hold
just
on,
say
because
he stops
early in the
providing.
call, okay, and why he stop providing?
He's not providing. He don't feel like we shouldn't have spent this money on the house. He start regretting buying a house or whatever. And now he's resenting the fact that you guys bought this house and then it's too much and he's stressing. They doing cutbacks at work or whatever, and now he's all stressed out and he's not able to provide like he want to provide. So the lifestyle has to change. That
Okay,
woman
well,
is still supposed
go
to
ahead.
do what she was doing for that man, regardless, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, go
Nothing
ahead.
should change, right? Now,
Right.
even though their lifestyle may drastically change because
Uh
his
huh.
income may change, right? Now, all he can afford is to pay the mortgage, right?
Okay.
Because his lifestyle changed,
Okay, I'm with you. Go
right?
ahead.
What
Mm-hmm.
happens then? Now this woman, now what's she gonna do? She starts providing, or she's maybe able to look into some other things and sell some candles or do little side hustles to create a space where they could still have luxuries in life. They could still enjoy the nice car and not have to repo it or whatever the case may be,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Right.
she went out and cheated on him, who
Mm-hmm.
was to be accountable?
She would be.
Okay, now roles reversed. This
Well,
man
the
is
man is.
working.
Hold on. Hold on. The man is. I get that. I get that.
Okay,
Here's
because
what
you
I add
said
to.
she is.
Hold on. Hold on. Here's what I add to that same exact story. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the man has fallen down. Now you have to, be the provider and do XYZ to keep the family afloat until he get back on his feet. Okay, cool. So, question I have there is that what? How is that communication during that transition part going? How are you making the man feel as you go through that transition to get back on his feet again? Are you
We don't
talking to
wait, wait,
him
wait,
as
wait,
he,
wait, 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 wait,
hold on, hold
wait.
on,
We
hold on.
talking
No, I'm
about
going somewhere with it. I'm going somewhere with it. I'm going somewhere with it. You can't. I'll let you see what you had to say. Because this once again, it comes down to emotion and all this stuff. How are you talking to that man with XYZ when he's falling? Oh, I got to pay these bills. You ain't doing nothing around here. All you doing X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. Okay. My problem is this. If we're married, I fall down, you step up to the plate, and you help maintain everything.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't give you a notch on your belt like, yeah, I'm paying the bills when you got fired, X, Y, Z. I'm in my head, I'm like, well, if I do fall, that's what you're supposed to help me out, right? You're supposed to be my helpmate, right? Why is
So
that a notch on your belt? Because
so here's
this
why
so
you are
hold
now
on.
proving my point.
But the point I'm trying to make is I'm giving you a real life example. I'm not saying a what if. I'm like when I tell you stories, I'm telling you stories of people that actually know that things that happened went through. So why is that a notch on your belt? Because
Because you
he
walked
followed
around like it was a notch on your belt when you were able to
what
provide. That's
mm-mm,
why you saying
mm-mm,
I have more of a risk. So when that risk fall
mm-mm.
from under your feet and now I'm carrying that risk and the babies. Now tell me this, right?
Take me out.
How
Hold
is
on.
it that I don't have
Hold on. Take me
uh-huh.
out that scenario. Take me because I know we talk a lot in our house
Well, we're not
conversation.
talking about
Yeah.
us because this don't apply to
No,
us.
I know, but take what I said out. Take me out.
Mm-hmm.
Take my words out of that scenario. Because that guy I'm talking about, he wasn't walking around pumping his chest every day, talking about I'm the man in the house. I do X, Y, Z. I do that. He didn't do that. Is the point I'm trying to get. He
Okay,
didn't
so
do
this is a
that.
different situation. Okay, so we're gonna either speak majority or we're gonna speak individual situations because we can dissect the situation where a woman did not take accountability, and I'd hold that and I'll say that no, that woman did not take accountability. Now that could happen. I'm not saying that all women take accountability. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is when you talk about these
That's all I'm saying.
statistics, well, all men don't take accountability. That could be said on both sides. That's not a solution. We know that.
Yes, but the man has more accountability, is what I'm getting at.
And that don't
And
make
you,
sense. And that's the part that we
how
not
you
seeing
said
eye
it,
to eye on.
but
How
you
am I
said it
saying
though.
it?
But you
No,
said
I
it
did not.
though.
How?
That's it. That's why I said go back into the call. Listen to all the things the man must do. You said it.
The
You not
man
me.
must
You.
do that. It's not more accountability. In certain
So what is it then?
situations,
More
if the
responsibility.
woman
So
does responsibility is task. Yes, you might have more
what is the
responsibility.
task? What is the
What do
task?
you
A job,
mean?
right?
Okay, but listen to what you just said. That can't be considered more if I could wear that same hat. If something happens to you, am I not expected to wear that hat and not have no beating of the chest, wear it just as humbly as you wore it? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You supposed to
So
step up to the plate and
if
help
something
out.
happens to you and you can't provide food and I got to provide it, am I not still supposed to cook food and still feed you and cook with the same amount of love that I cooked when you were able to provide it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what about these babies, though, right? And I got to carry these kids. That's something you can't do. And we talking about more of a risk. No, that's the only issue that I have in all of these discussions is that you guys, and I'm saying you because you keep saying it as well, continue to put the word more attached to things that are just things you're supposed to do. It's not more for you and less for me, or more for me and less for you. It is definitely equal. We may have different tasks, right? You have a task to provide, you have a task to protect, you have a task to create spaces for me to, like a home or whatever. So those are really that's really what the man is responsible for. That's what the tasks are, right? Provide financially, make sure we have food and clothes and things like that. Provide a home. We got a roof, right? And protect. Make sure that you protect that home. But here's the thing that is the killer for me. In all of that, that money that you making, you got some that go to your pocket, right? The home that you buying, you gonna be having your head lay right in there. And the home you protecting yourself either way it go. So how do you get to say that it's more because you're choosing me to share that with you when this is what you would have to do for you alone?
And we can do that alone with no risk at all, with no headache.
You could do it
There's,
alone and
there's
not have
levels.
no
There's
risk, but then
levels.
you'll be depressed and alone and feeling and die alone. Nobody don't want that. So the
Most
risk is
men are
the
not dying
same.
alone. Hold
I
on.
don't know that.
Most,
I don't know about
most,
that
I
one.
know. I know that one. Most men are not dying alone. It's women is actually dying alone, not men.
I
If
don't
you look at
know.
statistics, you You'll be shocked when you look it up. But yes, it's not men down alone. Trust me.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
the
I'm
marriage, the
gonna look
whole
it
marriage
up.
thing. Yeah, okay. Hey, when you look it up, just know in your head, I told you so. It's gonna pop up like, damn it, he did say this. I know. Listen, I
I'm gonna look it
understand.
up.
Listen, all the more of the story I'm talking about is that women, ladies, most, not all, but most, we just need to have the same type of accountability when we walk into this thing called marriage. That's where I'm getting at. You go in the marriage thinking, oh, it's all peachy cream, you got a king, that's it. Where I'm going in the relationship, okay, I gotta make sure I do X, Y, Z, elemental P for this family. And damn sure, don't let me mess up, because if I mess up, my whole world's gone. But no accountability for the woman. And to even add more insult on top of everything, I know a man who did not cheat at all. And one day she woke up, you know what? I'm not happy. And she filed for divorce. And she left. Because women have more power. There's more benefit for the woman to leave. And the man did nothing wrong. He did everything. She just, I'm bored.
That don't
He's
make
not,
sense.
he's not excited. Oh, it happens a lot though. It's called it's in the 1980s they passed the law. You can get married of being what's it, unresecable differences, whatever, something like that. Yes, that's a big deal. That's a big thing. You look at that, you'd be shocked. Yes. Now when men cheat, yes, that makes the easy part to take my bag and run. Oh, perfect. I can go now for real now. Yeah, I'm taking the kids with me. Oh, I'm taking the house with me. Oh, I'm taking everything with me. Because it's
What
a
do you
benefit.
mean? That's wait. So it would make sense what you're saying if the woman left the house, left the kids, and she jetted with the money. It
Oh
don't make sense if the
no. She
woman,
ain't jealous. She ain't no. When she jets, she takes all that with her. Not
yes,
she don't leave the kids.
meaning
She takes
she's
everything.
already carrying the weight of all of these things, and the only thing you're providing for her at that point is a
Let me ask you this
financial
question here.
piece.
Let me ask you this question here, and this would be a good answer coming from you as well, because
You
you're a
want to
woman who
ask the
you're a single
question? You
mother.
want to write it down before we press
No.
play?
I got it.
Okay,
No. Real quick.
go ahead.
When a couples are separating, right? Should the child automatically go to the mother, or should it go to the best parent?
It goes to the best parent. It's not an object. So the kid needs to be nurtured and developed and cultivated the best way it could be. I don't look at children as toys or objects or leverage. No, they're humans. So I
Right.
have a male child, I have a female child. Now it doesn't necessarily mean because I have a male child that it makes more sense for him to go to his male father. If the male father is incompetent or abusive or anything that is not conducive to proper care and development. That's my take on it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna press play.
Now,
PMC, U.S. National Library of Medicine. Living alone is a risk factor for mortality in men, but not women, from the general population.
We know that already because that's why God created a woman. We
when
know
I get
that.
a chance, no. I'm gonna pull the information up because the resource he went to is not the resource of
I'm
all.
looking at it as well, and it says why men often die earlier than men.
Well, men
Um,
die.
who
Listen,
dies
men die
more?
first, regardless. Women live longer. That's a
No.
pure
Who dies
fact.
more? Women have lower mortality rates at every age. Men are 3 times as likely as women to die from injuries and progress against those causes of death. So what else it says? Who dies more?
All right, so
Men
back
are
to
more
the
likely than
hold
women
on
to die.
back to the question. So I like your take on who should get the kid, and you said based on XYZ. But let's be real. Is that what's
We
happening
are
in
being
today's
real.
age? No.
See,
No,
this
I'm
is the
asking
part
you.
that this is where.
No. I'm asking you. Is that being done now? Is what I'm saying. In the world, not. I understand your take. I
But
like your take.
listen,
It's
what
cool.
I'm
Nothing wrong with that.
saying is, I can't say what's being done in the world,
Oh, I can
but
tell you. See, I can tell you
no,
that. What's
no.
being
Let me
done, the women get the
finish.
kids by default.
The women get the kids by default because the women nurture the kids, and the men,
And
you
that's a
keep
bad
talking about.
reason.
No. Hear me
Bad
out.
reason.
It's not a bad reason. That's a major part of developing a child, is to be able to nurture them. That's part of why I got a jewel on my crown, because I can nurture a child, another human being.
Okay.
Now, if your goal is to go to work, right? And you have to spend 8 hours to how many hours? 8 hours to, let's just say, 15. Some of these people work 14-hour shifts, right? Where are you able to nurture this child?
So how is that? So I'm glad you said that.
Because
How does that work? Hold on, hold
for
on, hold on.
women, how does it work for women?
Yeah, so you're not working?
How it works
So
for
women not
women
working either?
is that's why
Yeah.
you have all of these assistant programs that are set up solely for
See?
women
Thank you
that
for answering my
have
question.
children, because what it did is it took the role of the man. But we don't want this. And this is why I keep saying we could keep pointing the finger, this, that, and the third. But the solution is to simply say that men and women need to be accountable, period. Not more, not you're less than, because all that does is drives us close further and further apart.
You just answered the question. You just said because you get other assistants. You just answered my
No, we
question.
didn't always get the assistance. The assistance was created because of this. The
And
assistance
you said
came because women were without shelter, without assistance. They didn't work, right? Because remember, women couldn't work at one point. So now
listen, I
you
get
and this
that.
what? Okay, so men were the only ones
I get
able to
that.
work. Only thing women could do was nurture their children, right? Bear children and raise the children. So when relationships weren't working, that left women where? This is why these things were developed. And this is why these things were developed, and then restricting men. So the
Okay.
women didn't just, it's not, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we talk about one aspect, but it had a beginning. And if we don't go to the beginning, then yeah, you can say, okay, well, the woman caused this or the man. No, it started somewhere. The disconnect between a man and a woman where they can't have pillow talk. Let's get back to that, right? Didn't start at not just being able to have pillow talk. It stemmed from something else. So, okay, yeah, she's just not one that could hold water. That's not a women thing. That's a one woman character issue, character flaw that don't apply to all women. Not all women are taking their business, especially once their husbands say to keep this between us outside of their marriage. Not all women are, and not most women. Most women aren't doing that. That's an isolated situation. But in situations that are not so isolated, like women nagging men, right? Y'all talk about y'all peace all the time. Well, why you ain't do this? Why you ain't do that? Well, you're interrupting my peace. I want to just be at peace. I worked all day. Leave me alone, right? But if that woman has to keep coming back to the why is this not done? Why? What is the expectation that's not being met for her to have to repeat herself over and over and over again? That is what leads to it being nagging that the man is not doing. Then the man is upset because he's being nagged. Now I don't feel like being nagged. Now I don't want to be around you. So I'm going to go over here with somebody not going to nag me. Well, she's not nagging you because you don't have responsibility that you're not meeting over there. In terms of pillow
Everything you
talk.
say, everything you saying is a result of a man not doing something.
Okay. Show me where
No,
the
you just said
result.
though. No.
No, yeah,
You
I'm
just
standing on
said it.
what I said.
Okay.
I stand on because
All
it
right,
has a
cool.
beginning. Now, if the beginning starts with the woman, right? I feel like in those cases, you have to bring up a case where it actually started with the woman. Now, when you even in the scenario we use with the pillow talk in terms of going outside of the relationship, right? There's a problem here. It's addressed. The person apologized and take accountability for not being able to, apologize, and then try it again. That's not something that person can do. So now you have a crossroad. You can either give this person another opportunity. You could go talk about whatever you're trying to talk about with somebody else and open that door of being intimate, communicating intimately with another person outside of your marriage. Or you can do one other thing, and that's keep it to yourself. Or another thing, talk to your counselor, therapist, right? So you have 4 options. Just like we could say, okay, with the pillow talk, once it was acknowledged that this is not being done, it'd have been different if there was no apology or no acknowledgement of a wrong. And she just said, like, well, whatever, you got to just suck it up. There's no accountability there. But once it was acknowledged and apologized for, that's accountability. You're saying that it should look like your accountability, but they don't always look alike. It's not always the same. And that's all we keep saying is like, well, why is it that I got to be responsible or hold myself accountable where I don't get to say nothing, or I can't go talk to this woman about it, but she get to do it and only have to apologize? Well, what else do you want her to do? If she's not capable of holding water, what else should she be doing? Do she owe you an extra meal? Does she owe you a workout day?
No. Well, I'm saying that
what other way can she be accountable?
When it all comes to that, you can't change an adult is what I'm getting at. So we can't change an adult at this point now. There's nothing she can do. But it all comes back to women keeping other women accountable, girls being raised to be women. Those things are not happening.
Women like, being raised to be women.
I'm sorry, women, girls, whatever, being raised to be wives. I mean say women, but wives. Like, they got wives school now, but there shouldn't be no wife school. These are traits you should be learning at a young age. Okay, I want to get married. What are the things I need to do to make sure I can be a great wife?
All right, so we keep this solution-based, right? Let's both give at least 3 tips. If these are nuggets that we're supposed to pass down to the younger generation. I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about the ones that would be young enough to get married, right? The 20s, right? These people.
Nah, it's no. Once you have a teenager and they start dating, then he has this conversation.
Well, my son is a teenager, but he ain't dating yet. All right, so anyone young enough to date,
right? Or okay, you know what?
So just 3 tips.
Anyone young enough to have a baby?
My daughter is young enough to have a baby. She had a period at 9. That don't count. I'm not having this conversation with my daughter.
Have a conversation.
Absolutely
have
not.
A conversation.
It would be.
You don't have to. Hey, it's fine.
No, you don't want to pre-expose children to things that don't apply to them, because even though our bodies are made up to do things, it don't mean we need to do things. My body was fully prepared to do all of what it had to do.
I'm not saying
my mind wasn't there.
I'm not saying you have to sit there and have a full-blown conversation about sex and everything else. I'm just saying this, it should be little traits that you know what? Go ahead, drop your nuggets.
My daughter knows she is 9. When she turned 9, once drop my nuggets. Well, I will say this. When my daughter had her menstrual, it was explained to her that is a sign of womanhood. And what that meant is that she could procreate. She could also, things were going to change within her body, her hormones. And we had the conversation, and I took it steps further and showed her, went in the bathroom physically and showed her exactly how and where to wash herself, XYZ, because that's the type of mama I am. But my cultivating my daughter in terms of coming into her womanhood at that age had nothing to do with her being a woman to a man, a wife to a man, because she got to first be a whole woman.
Right.
So that's why that's not even an option right now. You got to know who you are, what you like, because you won't even, you're just going to be out here lost in this world. So, okay, that's that. Here's, because Twinsinc and Ms. I Speak Life, you guys can see this one. This is pretty heated, right? And we probably will have to have a part 2, because we done told each other to do some research. We done told each other to go poll people and all. And it's great because 1, it's organic. 2, it's genuine. It's no lack of respect. We respect each other 100%. And we just want to keep with the essence of the show and have solutions. So with that being said, because we don't have a complete resolve as to, what are the proper steps in terms of holding each other accountable or holding, others accountable in this concerning this topic, even though I feel like we reached the answer. I'm just saying. But we don't agree. We're not in consensus
Get
with
out your
that. So,
feelings.
no. I'm just saying.
Get out your
I feel
feelings.
like we reached the resolve. You just don't like the resolve because it don't match. It's not an equal resolve for us women as it would be for the men.
No
So,
accountability.
there got to be some accountability. It's just not the same accountability. But we're going to get off that till we do our research and we poll the people and we scrub our minds of all of what we have been programmed with to really think about what we're asking each other and where it really stems from, right? So, because sometimes we can address these situations from our own issues, our own preconceived notions, and what we want to do is honor each other in a way where we take all of that out. When we readdress the situation, we're going to look into it from a clean headspace,
Slate.
right?
Right.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So that way, when we come back to our audience, we can say, based on the numbers, based on the real deal, forget how we feel, or versus how we feel. This is how we felt, but this is what we found. So we'll go from there. But to, like I said, keep the essence of the show. Let's try to have a solution. So if, in fact, I were to have to give a woman advice as she's planning to get married, right? I have not ever been married. I have been in long-term relationships as long as 7 years. So maybe I have advice, maybe I don't, but I'm just going to give the best advice that I can. I'm not calling this Bible. I'm just saying it's the best I can give. One would be, like my dad told me at an early age. My dad told me at 13, baby girl, if your husband wants you to be Betty Boop in that bedroom, then you be Betty Boop. If that man, your husband, wants you to be Jessica Rabbit, and he must have had a thing for Betty Boop and Jessica Rabbit, now that I think about it, and Janet Jackson.
Right. I mean,
Then
ain't Janet Jackson, but Betty Boop though.
well,
Cartoon.
listen, hey, and Jessica Rabbit, listen. Then you go and you dress like Jessica Rabbit or Janet Jackson, right? So
I'm sorry.
that's
Go ahead. Continue.
one, and that is particular. What my dad didn't give me, the meat and potatoes that Twin and I have reached, is that's for your husband. All right, so let's be clear, that's your husband. The second thing, I mean, and it's not in order. I'm not giving this like first things first. Like, no, I'm just saying it as it comes to my head. The other thing would be the first thing would be to keep God first, right? Keep God first, meaning whatever situations you and your husband go through, y'all take it to God first, right? That's the number one solution. Take it to God first. And it's not just take it to God one time. Take it to God as many times if he tell us to respect him in the word, because he repeats himself a lot to us. So that got to be a part of the process. Be patient with each other, So keeping God first and being patient is one. Second would be to keep people out of your business. All right. Especially if that's your bedroom. My daddy told me that too. So my dad said, and I would say according to scripture as well, keep outsiders outside of your bedroom. Don't invite them in no way, shape, or form. If that's in the form of pillow talk, that ain't their place. You got to set boundaries. I know they're your home girl. I know that's your home boy. But what we're not going to do is talk about what goes on in my bedroom. We're not doing that under no circumstances. I don't care if it's funny. I don't care if it's serious. Unless I'm being abused, you won't know nothing. Okay. And the third thing would be, like I said, if that man asks you to dress like Betty Boop, then you do that. You are to be attentive to your man. Let's just put it that way. That's the meat and potatoes of it. Be attentive to your man and his needs as long as it doesn't violate you. And that's the advice I would give a young woman who's planning to be married. And I think that's sound advice, daggone it.
I never listen. I'm not knocking an advice.
Okay,
All right,
well,
so
go
these
on,
are
give your
things.
nuggets to the men.
No, I'm getting nuggets to the women.
No, you got
The
to get the
men.
nuggets to the men. I gave the nuggets to the women.
What? No, the men
Yeah.
already have the nuggets. We already have the nuggets.
No. That's a misconception. Y'all think y'all got the nuggets.
All right,
Meanwhile, y'all just
all
telling
right.
each other to not take accountability.
All right. You know I can do that. You're right. Thank you for keeping me accountable, and I'll speak to my men. Now, before I get my nuggets on it, I'm gonna use the World Health Organization for my statistics here.
World Health. Let me look this up too, ladies. I got
World
y'all
Health
back.
Organization. World Health Organization. Right. And women generally live longer than males, on an average of 6 to 8 years.
Wait, what did you search on the World Health Organization site? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at female life expectancy. Female life expectancy on who? But anyway, so while you're looking at that, the nuggets, fellas, this is what I'll give you. Number one, and this is very key. Marriage or not marriage, number one is very key. You need to have the open communication. I don't care. It's not always feel good. It's gonna be tough sometimes, but communication is key, and you need to have straight talk to each other. How you feeling? How you feeling? What you did I didn't like. What I didn't like. Okay, I didn't mean it. Apologize. All right, let's work together and let's not do that again. Create a safe word, whatever case may be. But communication is always number one. Number two, it's going to be communication again. Communication, whatever you want, whatever you desire, you need to have that conversation. If you feel a certain type of way, you need to have a conversation. If you're upset, walk away, calm down, come back, and have that same conversation again. But you need to have communication. That is key. Number three is going to be communication
You
again.
better not say three. Communicate. All right. You know what?
Yes.
This is what we're going to do so we can really keep it clear and
communication.
We're going to give each other. No, I got you. That's what you gave the men. And now what we're going to do, we're going to switch it up. You go ahead. You give the women 3, and I'm going to give the men 3. Because what y'all don't know is what women need, and what clearly we don't know is what y'all need.
Well, the communication is going to help with that. That's why. Right. But go ahead. Go. All right. Go.
No, you go ahead. Give the women the nuggets you want to give them, and then I'm gonna give
ladies,
to the men.
Ladies first.
No. Let me ponder on it because you just threw me off with communication. We need more than that. I know that. So let me think on it while you tell us.
I don't got anything on it, but yes. So what I would recommend, and this is what I would tell my young daughter as well, who when she started dating, is first communication as well. And I'm not going to do it again, but it's going to be still number one, communication. You got to tell them how you feel. You know what I'm saying? You got to listen to how you feel. You got to respect. Number two is respect. You got to respect each other. I don't care what it may be. Communication, respect, and give him his piece. But also make sure you demand your piece as well.
So communication, respect, and give him his piece.
Yes.
That's your 3 for the women. And for the men, it was communication. That's the issue right there. And you talking about y'all got more. You just gave your daughter 3 whole things, different things that they're really broad. You gave it to her, but they are really powerful. And the only one thing the guys get is communication. Talking about we got more of a risk. No, we expected to do all these extraterrestrial curricular themes.
Stop tweaking when I say, what's your 3 gems?
I'm about to drop them right now. I'm about to seek God first. Go ahead. All right. Seek God first concerning anything you want. So if you overly desirable, you need to go talk to God because you don't want to have more desire than what your woman can provide. Number one. So whatever that is that you got going on, you need.
Okay. So give them 4 then, because there's a lot of people who don't want to go to church. So if they don't go to church, then God's not even a factor. So give them 4.
Okay, whoever your God is. If it's the universe, go to the universe. If it's Buddha, talk to Buddha. I don't know if they're gonna talk back, but
I'm saying, no.
All right.
They may have no religion at all. Okay.
Well, talk to yourself. What the heck? Okay. Anyway, all right. Just to keep it, because we trying to cross barriers. Okay, we ain't convert you, it's fine. I'll give 4. Number 1 though is still gonna be, keep God first, seek God first. Keep and seek God first, meaning whatever because you got to be whole, right? For the men, I would suggest counseling or, some form of wise counsel before engaging in a marriage, because there are certain things that men need to understand that just come with being a man, and they package it in when it's a woman involved that don't really belong to that woman. She's there to be a help to you. So that would be my natural piece for those people that non-believers. Y'all go see a counselor. Okay, for us believers, we go to the Lord. Okay, did I do that right? All right, I think I did that. Hopefully I did that right. And then the second one would be to be accountable. Be accountable for the vows. Hold to the vows. It shouldn't be so easily said in these actions where men are just okay with stepping out of the relationship based on this, that, and the third, all these excuses. No, you don't need to leave out. You don't need to go nowhere outside of your relationship. If you need to talk to somebody, go talk to your counselor, your God, whichever one you choose. And so seek to be accountable and value yourself at a higher esteem. I see a lot of men don't do that because they are cheating, and that's not a value. So that's number 2.
Taking shots. You see, just give your points without taking shots. Just give your points without taking
yourself shots. While being accountable. That's number 2. Okay, value yourself, and that's why you keep accountability. All right, number 3.
Y'all. She's struggling. She's struggling, y'all.
I mean what I say. Number 3. Keep people, men, and not compare and contrast. Honor the relationship, cultivate the relationship for what it is. So keep the people in a society.
See, she breaking up because they know she's talking some bull right now. she must have got a phone call, y'all. I'm joking, y'all. She's coming right back. She probably got a phone call and she's trying to ignore it. So I think 1, she said God. Number 2, accountability. So waiting for the next 2. So she's coming back. I know she's coming back. Or maybe she's buying time too. Never know. But you know, I thank everybody for tuning to the show. You know, we really appreciate everybody's listening, feedback. Here she comes. She come back. She come back. Okay. Oh, losing everyone. I don't know if she got a phone call. I don't know. We're waiting for you, Miss I Speak Life. Oh, wow. I hope we didn't lose her. Oh, hold up. Maybe she left a voice note. Let's see.
I am here. Did you just call me?
No, I didn't call you, Miss Platinum Hand. I appreciate you tuning in today. Nah, I'm doing a little chit chat until Miss I Speak Life come back. I think she got a phone call and we lost her. But once again, fellas, you know, once again, I'm gonna say 1, communication; 2, communication; 3, communication. I struggle with this, and if you have that open communication and it's honest and it's love, you respect each other, you can get a lot accomplished. You can avoid any infidelities, all this stuff. Communication is very key. Yes, I mean, I don't have to say accountability. I don't gotta say provide, because that's something that we have to do regardless. But I still want to hear the rest of her points. She said 1, God. Number 2, she said accountability. So come on, Miss Speak Life, get together. Tell me you're on an important call. We gotta get to the other 2. I'm gonna give her another very second. We'll wrap it up. But thanks for everyone who tuned into the show. I know we got a little back and forth, but I'm gonna let you know our conversation between us is organic. This is not scripted. The only thing that's scripted is that we come with the title, and there's no notes. When we start talking from experience. So this is not written out. This is this is straight from the hip from both of us. But thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, concerns, you can email us at the real deal versus how you feel at Gmail. So all of it together, just one big word, no space, no capitalized. The real deal versus how you feel at gmail.com. For any topics or anything you want to discuss, or if you want a shout out for any businesses or products that you have, we'll have no problem promoting that out. So thanks for everyone who tuned in. I don't know if you lost connection on together, so we're going to wrap it up here. Love everyone for tuning in. Great conversation. And yes, this is part 1, so we're not done yet. So part 2 is coming soon. Shows is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we'll probably have the same conversation, part 2 on Friday probably. But once again, thanks for everyone tuning in. Love y'all, and we out.
Oh my goodness. Dwayne, you still there?